And we are live. Thank you, freaks and wasters, for joining us tonight on episode 1 of our Deadlands Hell on Earth post apocalyptic live stream Phenom Spectacular. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. It's a big night, man. I have wanted to take Deadlands 200 years into the future since I first read of the concept, and it is finally upon us. Remember to follow and subscribe. We got the beginning of the month here. All that stuff comes up. We're currently at the most subscribers the channel has ever had. Ooh, let's keep that momentum. It makes my nipples oh so hard. You could cut glass with them right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I am excited. Boy, I'm excited to be in the wasteland. So, joining me tonight are my friends and companions here to take you through the Wasted West. I'm going to have them do a little introduction one by one, going down in the order of the screen. Why don't we start with my friend Mike Friday. Mike Friday, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I have been playing Dungeons and Dragons for the past 25 years. Um, I absolutely love it. I've been on the League of Explorers for the past year,
Mm-hmm.
so I've absolutely enjoyed every single moment of learning Savage Worlds. It's a great system. It's so much fun.
It really is. It really. Thank you for that. Next up, Lisa Fur. Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I'm Lisa Fur. I play a lot of video games, play D&D, and I'm really excited to start playing Deadlands.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you and Bill both have a particular affinity for the wasteland, right? So, this is right up your alley, yeah?
Definitely,
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
definitely.
Excellent. It is Deadlands meets Fallout, but with like a seedier underbelly because I'm running the whole thing. Next up, we have Ryan Smith. Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been part of the league since its founding. Basically, been playing D&D with Will here for 5 years
You you
now.
you predate the league, in fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
IRL friend. Uh-oh.
and in fact, I was actually on the first Sunday show, Starfinder, way back when,
Way back when. Mm-hmm.
and now I'm back playing Blackfinger.
We don't mention Starfinder anymore around here.
Well,
We
yeah.
hates the Starfinders. No, it's alright. It's just not good for streaming. Last but certainly not least, we have Bill Mary. Bill, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I started RPGs by watching the neighbors play when I was about 9 or 10 years old. Eventually, after several years, they let me get a game and then wouldn't let me after I basically TPK'd the party my first time. But
Hmm.
it got me going into RPGs all the way through high school. I got a job with Wizards of the Coast, then LucasArts. That set the foundation for it, and I even got a bit into cosplay and making my own post-apocalyptic items like radiation grenade and stimpak.
Those aren't real, are they?
Um,
I hope they're not real.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, radiation grenade is probably better left elsewhere. I'm just doing a little window adjustment here because for some reason I turn on the live stream and the ratio changes, even though I had everything immaculately. That's fine. That's
no,
fine.
I'll be with Ryan and just freaking fanboy that used to work for LucasArts.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that is neat as hell. I'm Will Thompson. I'm the marshal here this evening, the Pirate King Admiral on Tuesday nights, and also, coincidentally, the marshal on Wednesday nights. Yeah, I run the show here. I am the tyrannical head of all things League of Gentlemen Explorers. And if you would like to get more involved with the League of Gentlemen Explorers yourself, you can hit the Discord banner down below me right here. Join our community. We play video games. We talk tabletop RPGs. We argue about Star Wars. And nobody's a dick because I kick them out. So if you're not a dick, why don't you check that out? But with that established, I did a little bit of internal monologuing about the order of operations here, whether to describe the characters first or the world. And I think I'm going to go with the world read in, because then we get the environ in which we place our dramatic personae, right? So, with that established, let me put on my best wasteland voice and give you the show reading. The year is 2090, but the future is not our own. For over 200 years, a Cold War was waged between the United and Confederate States of America. The American Civil War ended in a stalemate in the late 1800s, leaving the South a free and independent nation. A long, tense peace was punctuated by brief spasms of violence and briefer moments of cooperation for a greater good. The long Cold War came to an end on September 23rd, 2081 at 6:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Judgment Day arrived on the wings of irradiated ghost rock bombs, leaving about 6 billion dead. Of the billion or so who survived, most fell victim to starvation, disease, random violence, and worse in the chaotic days following the end of the world. In the 9 years that have passed since the Big Bang, the world has become a maelstrom of chaos incarnate. Deadlands sprung up in the craters of the ghost rock bombs, hopelessly mutating the few unfortunate survivors with their eldritch radiation. The foul desires of man are made manifest throughout the irradiated wastes, coalescing from our darkest thoughts in the small hours of night and spawning literal nightmares in the flesh. Road gangs rule the broken highways, pillaging for scrap and spook juice to keep their rusted armadas cruising the despoiled blacktop. Mutants have risen up from the rubble and speak of a new future, free of those not altered by the atom, and seek to use violence to see this new world born. A powerful military force has consolidated in the bowels of the Hellstrom Industry factory complexes in Denver, churning out mechanized implements of war and seeking to dominate the U.S. under a new coalition government run by the despot Throckmorton. There's little room for hope in this hell on earth, but it does spring, fleeting and vulnerable from the ashes of the old world. The Templar Order stands in the ruins of Boise, ready to fight injustice and help those that stand willing to help themselves, their sacred blades anointed by the divine for their holy war. The Librarians seek to rebuild the war, using the knowledge of the old to eke out a brighter tomorrow. It is their hope that a world restored can be better than the one that was burned away, and labor tirelessly in this endeavor. The Law Dogs roam the wasted West, meting out justice at the end of their guns, fighting for the weak and showing the world that there are still some things worth dying for. All of those pale in comparison to the looming darkness, though. The Reckoners are not yet done with the husk of this world. What happens next? Oh shit, we about to find out. What? Yeah, man, so the whole world. Yeah, that's right. Jack, it should be said that this is the darkest possible timeline. It's assumed that your endeavors will prevent this dark future in the past. And if they don't, there's actually somebody that the Reckoners send back in time to kill all you guys before you're born. Right? To prevent you from stopping it so that it happens anyway. So yeah, there's a whoopsie doodle there in the timeline. Reckoners win. But it's hell on Earth. The whole planet is an irradiated wasteland. Monsters roam the wilds. What is...
Mic on.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna just keep that mic down. My microphone, a pleasant sounding lady voice reminds me when my mic goes off and on, and if I leave it up, it tells the audience, mic off. Mic off. And it sucks some of the wind out of the proceedings, but couldn't do that now. It's not episode 1 without some nonsense, people. You know that by now. I mean, you click the 18 and over button. You know, titties. There, boom. We're live. All right. But with that world established, let's get into the characters, right? We're going to go in the same order that we had people introduce themselves across the screen in English reading order, meaning that we are going to start with Dr. Anderson Fisk. Dr. Fisk, please introduce yourself.
Before the world went to shit, I was a 24-year-old med student working as a resident at the same hospital that my parents, Dr. Paul Fisk, was an oncologist. Dr. Martha Fisk was an ER doctor. So I worked with them in a suburban hospital away from the major cities when the bombs hit the world. everything went to shit. Um, Luckily, my parents were very, very good people, and we traveled from city to city, hospital to hospital, um, taking care of the people. So we were patching up the hurt and injured. Um, and when the revenants came, or the demons would come and ransack the cities that we were in, we hightailed it. We got out of there, and that lasted for, oh my God, 11 years or so before we finally made our way to Sacramento and found the great library, where the head librarian, Marcus Leibowitz, he convinced us to stop our nomadic ways pretty much, and to stay with them, and sold us on the mission to collect all knowledge, no matter what the cost, and find a way to save the progress of humanity. So I finally found a place that felt like home, a place where I could read all kinds of books. Um, me and my family, we worked in the ER, so the great librarians, or the librarians, they would send out scavengers to try to find stuff. But if they came back injured, they had a great medical staff. Um, and so in between ER shifts, I'd always go around finding any book I can get my hands on. And it was really funny because I found this kids book, a coloring and activity book called the Anatomy Medical Book for Kids. And as I started flipping through the page, and I noticed some of the pages were already colored in, I felt this spirit enter me, and I found that I could then heal people just by touching them, and it was a really, really great feeling. And as I talked to Leibowitz about it, and he told me that that happens from time to time, especially in the libraries. Librarians get powers from the books. The spirits, grant them certain powers. So I got tasked with being a field medic, and I'd go out with these teams that scavenge, so I could heal them on the spot and make sure a lot more librarians found their way back home. So I've been with the libraries for about 5 years. I'm a junior librarian, first rank, and I've taken the librarian's oath. Knowledge is the fruit of civilization, which we must not allow to die on the vine. I will give myself to preserve that knowledge, and my inheritors will thrive. I will give my life to prevent its loss, and my inheritors will live. I will give my soul to the cause, and my inheritors will reclaim their birthright.
Excellent. It should be said, I suppose, that that requires a bit of explanation and exposition about the librarian faction for those that might not be in the know. The librarians were established to preserve knowledge of the old world for the new, right? They believe that you can't build without the foundations that were set by the society before, right? And they treat books as sacred articles, more important than life themselves, right? There is no life if there is no knowledge, right? And so they devote themselves to that pursuit. Some of them become... You see, Drew, your volume's all wacky. But he's trying to get me to adjust the volume levels. They're all over the place. Some of the librarians, right, they ascend, right? The spirit of knowledge itself enters them due to its manifestation in the world now that most of the world is a Deadlands, right? And it grants them abilities that they find from within the books themselves, right? So the kid's book on anatomy granted him healing powers, for instance. And it's not all librarians become bookworms, but some are granted the ability then to cast powers, assuming they have these books in their possession, right? They require the books to be able to, channel the spirit through them, right? If they lose the book, they need to find another copy of the book, and not even the same copy of the book sometimes will have the book spirit in them, right? So it's really imperative to them that they preserve knowledge both in its hard book form and also in the palm quarters that they are all issued upon ascending from the rank of novitiate to junior librarian, which is where he sits now, right? It comes with a data slug that can hold an incomprehensible amount of data, terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data, right? And he is tasked with gathering it all, and he can either take that to Sacramento or to one of the newly founded branch offices that they are seeding throughout the waste, where they have uplinks to a satellite network that sporadically works, and he can upload data through the network back home and fulfill his mission that way as well. But that's librarians in a nutshell. And also, Dr. Fisk. Thank you, Dr. Fisk.
Oh, actually, there is
Oh.
one more thing
Oh,
you need to know about Dr. Fisk.
Excellent, thank you.
And I apologize for not mentioning this. Dr. Fisk is very much not a fighter.
This is true.
He is a complete pacifist. He will not do harm to another living being. He finds no use for it. He will heal those that need it. That's his calling. It always has been since he was a child, since his parents raised him. The Hippocratic Oath is still prevalent in Dr. Fisk.
Yeah, it should be stated as well that the Hippocratic Oath is kind of a stupid thing to adhere to when everything else in the world is trying to make new orifices in you with violence, right? So it is, while normally a major hindrance, right, in Deadlands or in any Savage Worlds game, right, major pacifist in the post-apocalypse is, it's a hell of a thing. He cannot harm a sentient being, and if he must, in self-defense and the preservation of his life, he must do so unarmed and doing non-lethal violence. He cannot, under any circumstances, engage in lethal violence. Now, it should be said, there are some things out there, horrible insectoid things that don't, alien intelligences. He can go to town on them, right? But if it's a thinking being, right? If it's a psyker dolphin, right? If it's a mutant, right? If it's just some wasteland scav, right? All of those things. He said, "Oh, sorry, bro, I can't hurt you." It's a big fucking deal. It's a big fucking deal. But yeah, no, I'm not even sure that Fisk would use harsh language. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out. Next up, we have the lovely Sabrina Devlin. Sabrina, please introduce yourself.
Well, hello. Sabrina Devlin. I've been pretty much gestating in a vat this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a long line of Devlin clones that have been abandoned in the wild. So essentially, this rogue power cycle kind of just like went through, hit, and I awoke and I was alive. Just kind of been here. I was started off with a book, which has been the best book ever. I was very lucky to find this, and it's been in my family. How to Serve Your Man, which, since I'm stuck in the basement of an abandoned building and I can't get out, pretty much studied front to back, taken to heart. Thank God it's a cookbook, because, I needed to learn how to cook down here. So pretty much, in the basement, I've been able to stay sane by making small talk with scrappers who have fallen in and couldn't get up. I was able to cook them. So my cat, Schrodinger, and I, we've been hanging out, cooking people, talking to them if they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one guy, he fell in, broke his legs, internal bleeding, kind of had no chance to live, but he could talk. So, I haven't talked to anybody forever. Stuck around with them, chatted with them, figured out, kind of what I want to do. Like I'm not going to let my past guide me. So, everything that happened in the past, it's in the past. I'll learn from it. I have a lot to learn about the present.
That's right.
In my vat, I was taught, which was awesome,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the Matrix, sort of, programmed into. But
Venture Brothers learning bed is what I picture. But yeah,
it was good. Except it stopped up to a certain year, pretty much once the bombs dropped. I have no idea what's going on out there. So pretty much a shit ton to learn about the present, and the future is a gift not to be spoiled, because this is just a big game. So we're gonna have some fun.
We are going to have some fun. To elaborate a bit on witchery for our audience here. Back in the 1800s, right, the Devlin family, predominantly, a few other gals, but mostly the Devlins, right, discovered witchcraft, proper, wholesome, all-American witchcraft. Well, older than that, Arthurian witchcraft, really. But they started a woman's lib movement based around it, right? And the powers that be did not like that, so they killed them in droves, right? The second time they went through the process, right? The Devlin family, thank you, Ryan. They decided they were going to hide the spells instead of giving everybody access to them in the contents of the cookbook that Sabrina so kindly mentioned, How to Serve Your Man, right? And that happened in the 1960s. Suburban housewives were gifted this by their husbands, expecting, and the 1960s, like, jellied desserts with, like, fish and bananas. I mean, have you seen some of those 1960s? I mean, everything was in a gelatin mold. Literally, every tuna fish gelatin. Like, do yourself a favor and look up 1960s recipes to get a flair for the kind of stuff that's in there, right? But it also turned out that if you looked at this cookbook long enough, right, some of the letters would rearrange, and they would teach you how to boil your husband's brain inside his skull, right? Whoopsie doodle, right? And so with that in mind, there were several more witches, but this time on the down low, and managed to profligate themselves much more successfully along those lines. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit there, because we need to talk about Mina Devlin, right? Her husband was one of the rail barons. He passed away. She took over, right? Backed off with the rail thing when it was clear that the Wasatch Line was going to win the Great Rail War. And diversified. They bought Hexaco, right? They bought stock in all these major conglomerate companies. They actually had a controlling interest in Smith and Robards for a time, right? And used that vast corporate wealth, right, to seed their influence, to spread the cookbook, right, to do nefarious witchery things. Mina Devlin was the last of her line, right, but, I mean, we're talking, like, did not like men. Like, to the point where she couldn't stand to be in the same room as a man, and needed to create more Devlins, right, but was not gonna, men were not going to be involved in the process.
We don't need you guys.
Right. So she cloned herself en masse, right? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Devlin clones in facilities hidden all over the United States, right? Preparing for a day when they would all come out and fulfill some sinister end. Unfortunately, the world ended, right? Before the sinister end was accomplished. Many of them were destroyed in the Ghost Rock bombs, but certainly not all. A lot of them were autonomous, self-powering things run on Ghost Rock reactors meant to last for decades. Right, in which the Devlin clones were gestated, nurtured, right, brought to adulthood, and educated, right, in a software program that was being updated until the night before the bombs fell, right, and then bloop, no more updates, right. So when Sabrina popped out of her vat here, she was looking for a mall, right, and the cars, and, like, I guess Hot Topic, probably? I mean, like,
Starbucks.
Given the
Hot
outfit,
Topic's not even good anymore.
Well, I don't know, Ghost Topic,
Thrift store.
right? Yeah, thrift store. There you go. Yeah. She was trying to check out the thrift store scene, and it was all just a basement that had caved in, and her learning bed that could still feebly speak to her, but was obviously losing power. And with the exception of the couple of individuals that were looting the complex above her and fell through the hole in the ceiling, right? She has been absolutely alone, speaking to her cat for several weeks. That brings us up to, speed on witches and her role in the world. And, given that Mina Devlin was responsible for all the information, right, that was fed in the learning bed to herself, essentially, was teaching herself, you can imagine her view of the world might be seasoned liberally with some ideas that might not even jive with the post-apocalypse. But we'll have to get there, won't we? It was actually COVID, 81? Because it's the year it was identified. So, Jack, don't make it topical. We're trying to get away from the world, man. I'm trying to talk about irradiated mutant scabs, not like, gross stuff. All right, next up, we have the diminutive mutant Blackfinger. Blackfinger, drop some truths on us.
Ah, yes, him. The bombs fell when he was just a child. Once a normal boy, he is now a small, mutated, and frail individual. Standing just shy of 3 feet tall with no defense of his own, all he had left was his mind. Although mostly intact, his memories from before have escaped him. With no memories and completely alone, he tinkered away before the great military bases of the previous world. All of their weapons and gear at his disposal, only leaving the sewers for more scrap or if there were no more rats to eat. After all, he could not appease the machine god if he was dead. Losing his sense of purpose long ago, the machines keep him going, with the sole drive of appeasing them, for if they are happy, he may live one more night.
That's right. Alright, so it should be said, that Blackfinger is a mutant, was a toddler when the Big Bang happened, right? Wandered around the wasteland, found himself under an abandoned military complex's sewer passages, where he, managed to learn from military terminals, right? And, in fact, the spirit of junk that seems to whisper to him whenever he gets around large piles of it, explaining its arcane profligate secrets, right? He has never been around people. He, doesn't know how to read, he's never socialized, he doesn't cook his food. He is a little tiny 3-foot tall hunchback mutant that talks to trash, right?
Yeah.
And
Eats rats.
And there are a few things that we need to explain, both about mutants, right, generally, right, and then junkers, which is what he is, right? Mutants are a dime a dozen. There are lots of them. Most of them are completely feral, right? Much like the effects of like radiation in the real world, right? Most people's brains don't make it. They wander around, just burn victims, begging for water. If they survive, they're driven mad, right? It's not a good scene, right? Some mutants, right, manage to retain their intellect, right, but are hideously deformed. Some of them, a very select few, are fortunate in that they gain abilities from their mutations. Blackfinger is not fortunate. Right? He is very tiny and very, very weak. He is burdened by the scrap that he carries around with him all the time. It's so all 20 pounds of it. It should be said. But he does what he lacks in stature and towering social graces. Right? He more than makes up for with his ability to commune with junk itself, right? Because again, when the world became a dead land, right, all kinds of the natural spirits got thrown into disorder, right? You used to have like the spirits of nature in harmony with one another. Now there are toxic spirits, right, on the opposite side of that coin, right? Whereas, there used to be people, the druid shtick, right? Now there are people that live in pestilence and filth and thrive on that, or use radiation to power their spirit. And those powers, right, being empowered as they are, right, have literally taken on spiritual sentience, right? So while he's sitting there talking to a bunch of rusted aluminum cans and some watch gears, and you're like, that's great, buddy, he's actually having a conversation about how it's going to blow up in a large burst template for 2d10 damage if he hucks it just so, right? Like, so there is more to him than meets the eye. Especially because recently he was salvaging and he stumbled across what he assumed was a deactivated cyborg that he was going to use, I believe, to build your machine god effigy.
That is correct.
Yes. In the process of trying to scrap it, woke it up, right? And now they hang out together. And speaking of the 10-foot tall, ton and a half cyborg that he hangs out with, Samson, why don't you describe yourself for us?
10 feet tall, weighing over a ton. My character's designation is Samson, Civilian Liaison, and Decorated Secret Serviceman, commissioned by the late Senator Samuel Sampson and the Department of Treasury. Sampson was Mark I of Project Prometheus, U.S. CySOG, Cybernetic Special Operations Group. If he were to read you in further, he would have to terminate you. Sampson was a prominent all-star athlete and computer scientist at MIT, loved by all for his great charisma and wit. He was the pride of his father and of the prominent senator. After redacted incident, the senator, grief-stricken, enrolled his son in the project. After years of service, he was damaged, saving several senators and the VP from an assassination attempt. As a reward, he was taken to a state-of-the-art facility in California to be upgraded and repaired. The last he recalled was being taken offline for the procedure.
Excellent. So, cyborgs are so fucking cool in this universe. Samson here, right, was an all-star athlete, right, son of a senator, as he explained, the head of Whoopsie Doodle, and was recruited into a weapons program. His father was under the assumption he was going to get his son back. What he got was a decapitated head, you know, in a 10-foot tall mech suit, right? It's, you know, again, Whoopsie Doodles all around. Samson here is actually harrowed, right? He died proper, was deceased. They severed his head, all right, stuck it onto this machine, right, and then enticed a Manitow to enter it. Now, normally, Manitow, they enter a body, they get control of it, they get their meat puppet, and then they go around doing sinister Faustian bullshit, right? You know, yeah, I'm going to eat your liver, that kind of thing, right? In this case, right, the governments of the world got savvy to Manitow by now and install an inhibitor chip along with its AI interface that basically Manitow hops into the head, right, thinking it's going to get a meat puppet, and what it ends up being is the battery that's locked in the back of the cerebral cortex and powers the whole suit, right? So these things run indefinitely off of the evil spiritual energy of the entity that is trapped inside them. Now you can imagine, right, if you are a greater demon that has done enough persidious shit in the hunting grounds to be granted the right to come back to Earth as a Manitow and inhabit a body, right? You're upper echelon, right? You're not just some, you know, you're not poking people in the pits with the pitchfork, right? You know, you're one of those crossroads demons kind of deal, right? And so you come back expecting, you know, lights and carnage, right? And literally, you're stuck in the back of the head like you meant to do to the person you were inhabiting, because normally it's the other way around, right? Harrowed takes over, person sits in the back of the head and just watches themselves tear people apart, right? So it is pissed off, ladies and gentlemen. It is very, very upset. AI inhibitor chip. It's just got to sit there, right? Except for, right, that we happen to inhabit a world that is filled with EMP, electromagnetic pulses, right? Now, this happens when an atom bomb goes off, right? There are toxic shamans that can literally summon it in an energy burst form. There are weapons designed to do it due to the autonomous weapon systems that still roam the wasteland, right? Often packs of scavs will have 1 or 2 EMP grenades with them just in case, right? You don't want to stumble across a warbot and hit it with your crossbow, right? That's the last thing you want to go down. So when the cyborg here gets hit with the EMP, right, all of his systems fail, right? So that means his protocols fail, right? He has a bunch of safeguard protocols based on his prime directive in the last mission assignment he was issued before the world went to shit, right? And that inhibitor chip, right? So then we get a pissed off spiritual battery that's been locked in there now for at least 9 years, probably more like 15 if we're following the timeline, right? That suddenly is in charge of a 10-foot tall combat mech suit that weighs a ton. So you can imagine in that circumstance that it goes from, wow, we have a Samson with us, to like, oh, fuck, we have a Samson with us, right? So we should bear that in mind. That, and that why Samson did give an exposition dump. That is more than he currently remembers about his past. He has prime directives and memory blocks that are installed in place so that he can fulfill them. That will be relinquished assuming that he survives long enough to level up in this wasteland. But with that established, boy, that's characters. That's the world. That's the episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Fantastic. I mean, we did a deep dive tonight. I hope you were feeling my passion for it, the enthusiasm shining through, right? Because that's what you're here for. You're here for the enthusiasm. We hit that nail right on the head. So it's a crazy wasteland, and I guess we'll have to see more of it later. Because we only spent 42 minutes on the introduction. You guys ready to get into it? You guys ready?
Yep.
I think you're ready. You're probably ready. Nah, let's hold off just a little bit more. Just a little bit
I
more.
don't want to die just yet. I don't want to die
Yeah.
just yet.
We need to start making scavenging rolls. Hurry up.
I need to get out of here.
Right, yep. So, our tale begins on the Shattered Coast, which is what they now call the Great Maze of Northern California, right? If you recall, in the 1880s, right? Well, excuse me, in the 1870s, right? Well, 1868, my God, I know the lore, right? There was a great quake of 68 that sundered the California coastline, dividing it into several great plateaus and revealing ghost rock. Fast forward 200 years, because of the ample reserves of ghost rock, it was one of the most fought over places in the entire of the last war, right? You had the North and the South fighting one another, right? Tooth and nail. The wreckage of their warships still litter the canals of the Great Maze, right? You had the Mexican Armada up there. That's right, Mexico was involved too, right? You still have the remnants, again, of their autonomous war machines wandering around here and there, willy-nilly to and fro, fulfilling missions from long-dead commanders from now until perpetuity. You have the aforementioned Mad Max-style road gangs, and yeah, you best believe they're all wearing bondage gear, and they have flamethrower guitar players. If you think that's not it's all over the place, right? And they are attracted to this section of Northern California because ghost rock is the primary ingredient in the spook juice, right? And you need the spook juice to go fast. Right, so they are all over the place, raiding settlements that refine it. There are several settlements that trade in the area, the most predominant one being the still extant city of Lynchburg, that currently, by your best reckoning, Dr. Fisk, lies about 25 miles north of your condition. Now, back in the day, that'd be about a day's travel, but having to dodge all the scavs and wander through the rubble and rad storms and this and that, 25 miles to 2.5 days north of you, and that is your ultimate destination. Of course, a little bit of civilization. Unfortunately, you have noticed a storm brewing on the horizons, clouds black and ominous, right? Give me a common knowledge roll.
I can absolutely do that.
Yo, just barely. You can.
Barely.
It is clear that those clouds are big and foreboding, with more than just rain. You would bet dollars to donuts that is going to be a black rainstorm. And the last thing you want to do is be caught outside when those irradiated waters, with all the dust kicked up from the fallout of the ghost rock bombs that swirl through the California coast, fall on your person. It is a bitch to watch off, and you'll most likely have to scrap all of your gear should you get proper saturated, because you got no fallout protection. Tell me, Dr. Fisk, how's your Geiger counter?
I don't have a Geiger counter. It's a little too heavy for me to carry. So, yeah. I tried to take my best guess.
Your best guess is that radiation doesn't feel like a goddamn thing. But it won't be too long before the raindrops start falling, and it will not be too long for you to see whether or not everything they touch is washed in black. That being said, you definitely want to be inside. When that happens, you find yourself on the south side of a parking lot. Giving me a notice roll.
Once again, barely.
I mean, the barely is good enough, good sir. You find yourself on the south side of a parking lot, and while you cannot see anything from your current... Oh, well, let me actually get on your character perspective before I lie to you. Yes, while you cannot see anything from your current locality, you do hear voices carrying over the gusts of wind. Sounds like several people, maybe 6, maybe a dozen. They are speaking crudely to one another. The things that carry in the distance are, "I'll fuck your skull, you cocksucker!" So you can assume that they are probably not fellow librarians. Samson and Blackfinger, please give me notice rolls at a -2.
Yes.
Damn, Blackfinger, bring in the thunder. Why do you get a -2 on your notice? Oh my god, do you not have notice? Did you not
No,
take...
you told me to do it at a
Oh,
-2.
wow. Yeah, that's what's happening there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of night we're having. Why is it -2, man? I know I just asked for -2, man, but there's a universe under my thumbnail right now. So, both of you all, well, actually, give me a stealth roll, Dr. Fisk.
Okie dokie. With the map. Yay!
Excellent. You are successfully sneaking, but not successfully to Blackfinger and Samson. Blackfinger and Samson, from your perspectives, you also hear the voices. Oh my god, you know what? That's what's going on. I was like, why are none of these popping up here? Because I built this encounter and then did not place it. Oh, we're gonna lag. So this is our first night using Fancy Grounds Unity. Ladies and gentlemen, there might be some hiccups, but notice there's rain and line of sight features on the map. That was worth $140.
Oh,
Excellent. So there we go. You see several things. This makes much more sense now on the map. You see several raiders. One of which, much more prominent than the other fellow, standing nearly 7 feet tall. He's clearly been juicing. He's carrying a mini chainsaw and revving it while cursing at his underlings that all seem to be cowering under the awning from what now is apparently clearly beginning to become black rain. Every errant raindrop is starting to fall. In addition to that, you see the shambling horde of walking dead that aren't really paying attention to anything in particular. Now, they spend most of their time in a stupor, right? Just sitting around going, until something catches their fancy, at which case they become much more aggressive. They don't run, they shamble. But if you get 4 of them around you, they get a gang-up bonus, and sure enough, next thing you know, you're a walking dead. So it would be best to avoid them. That being said, the only cover that is apparent from the black rain, right, would be through these raiders into the front door of this ruined facility here. Now, nobody here has any battle or tactics, I take it. So you guys can drop unskilled on me, Samson and Blackfinger. Holy shit, Blackfinger. Way to be.
But not me.
Holy shit, Samson. Never mind. Samson, it occurs to you that were you to find some way to distract the Walking Dead to the presence of the raiders, that you might be able to avoid a mass conflict altogether while both factions duked it out. You could slip in behind them. Perhaps that would be the best protocol to save your little mutant buddy. Fisk, that's a lot of fucking people, bud. They got zombies. They got guys with guns. They got, give me a notice roll. Well, no, just give me a flat notice roll. He's 10 feet tall. What am I talking about? -2. You just glance over, blue robot.
We already saw him, right?
You've seen him, yeah.
Yes.
Fisk, you're fixated on all them Walking
I
Deads.
don't see him.
Before
That's a lot.
I'm going to attempt
With
to
my line of
sneak.
sight, I can only see one raider anyway.
So I'm going to try to sneak over to this wild card as Samson sees him, because I've got an objective, but I've got this third party that's sitting next to me, right?
Wait,
or near us.
You're going to try and sneak... to the librarian? Fisk?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a single target. Oh,
Am
I up there? I
Yeah.
didn't even.
Yeah, you're right here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big map.
Oh,
I know.
never mind.
It's a big
Never mind.
parking lot. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you're up there with Blackfinger.
I know what I'm going to do.
It's a big old map. That's something we can do in Fantasy Grounds Unity. I can have big old maps finally.
Blackfinger. Great diversion.
I don't-
Direct undead at gangers.
I'm out of scrap.
Fine. I will make diversion.
You actually have half the scrap of your spirit, I think. I need to look it up. You start with some. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You'd start with scrap.
And so where is it? Sweet Mother of God. First show rule stuff. You know, start with half the components of your smarts. So you do have components.
Half of my smarts.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the same rule they use for the witch's ingredients, so.
Oh wait. I think I found some. He kind of like reaches over his shoulder and pulls something off of the hump on his back.
And remember your adventure card too. You can always find components with that one.
Oh yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, bits of wire, like a 9-volt battery, a couple of loose bolts, half of a circular saw blade.
Yeah, and he just kind of like bends a couple of bolts into a ball and
Great diversion now.
yeah, weird science roll.
Weird science is a success.
It to me it kind of like glows green a little bit, but to Samson, I'm just bending some metal. Doesn't look like anything special. And then I'm gonna
Chew a bit of
throw
gum.
yeah, and I'm just gonna. So I can't actually see any of them. I'm assuming it's because I'm only 3 feet tall and the car is higher than me.
Yeah, if you get on top of the car, you can see over all the cars.
Well, I'm just gonna like.
Samson will pick you up and hold you up.
Yeah, if you move, oh god, I hate that. So it shows me, so this is something they need to fix about Unity. It shows me that I can grab the token and then it actually grabs the map. It drives me mad. But yeah, now you should be able to see.
I'll like
Okay.
step up and hold you up in the air.
And we need to get over to this area on the left.
You need to
Here?
get into
Okay.
that front door right there where there are several gang members.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw it north of me.
Oh my, so you know what your throw is, right? The distance on that?
What is my throw?
Hand it
Okay,
to
hold on.
me.
No, this is what okay. I'm gonna do it. I made the weird science thing, and then I
Alright.
toss it up to Samson,
All right.
and then I'm just like, throw that.
Well, I mean, he's got the same. The device has the same throwing regardless. He might have a better throwing skill, but you need to
Oh,
get
I didn't even
closer
know that
to
was a
throw it.
skill.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, we're in Swex.
Oh, I
Throwing,
should've taken
swimming,
that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was a football star. I should
Yeah.
have taken
Well, you
that.
weren't a football star while wearing a 10-foot tall.
True.
1.5.
Okay, I will attempt to throw it.
Oh my god. So again, I think throw is like 5, 10, 15, right? It's not.
Oh, it's not based on your strength or anything?
No, it's a set distance for the device. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Well, that's I just tell him to throw it.
Well, I mean, so you're going to throw it, and it's going to land like 15 feet in front of you, and then the zombies are going to go, "Oh, what's that?" And then they're going to look right at you. Is the thing I'm saying to you?
Oh.
You might
Yeah.
want to get closer to the objective.
You're
To
going to want to
attempt
tell
what you're doing.
Samson this because he doesn't know this. He's
Or-
going to throw it like a football.
It's
And
like,
it's just going to go pew, right down in front of him.
zombie, zombie, zombie. You know, like,
device makes no logical sense.
Right.
Wait, you may not want to throw that yet.
Again, I'm just,
Okay.
it's
We need
33
to
is,
get closer.
yeah, you are currently, 48 away from where you would
Okay.
want it to be generally. And again, it's like
So-
5, 10, 15. 15 being
Samson-
long distance modifiers on the throw. We'll get there.
Samson calculates the thought process behind this, and while he does need to protect you, you are small and much more stealthy and much more quick. He puts it back in your hand.
I will cover you. Go forward. Plant device. Return.
Okay.
He
I
then
guess-
sits you back on the ground and kind of gently pats your butt to get you to go forward with the device. And he
God.
he takes
do you-
his crossbow and aims it.
Do you dispense candy?
No, he is not a civilian child.
No, you're saving the moldering, ancient, dry-ass candy for civilian children you come across. He has a little pocket,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, that opens up on his chest that dispenses candy as part of his civility engagement protocol, and it has not been replenished in like 15 years. But, Fisk,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you just automatically notice
Yes,
that he
I-
set him on the car. He has a glowing device, 10-foot tall robot. Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
curious. So he is not the device.
I'm going to.
Could I throw him while he's got the device in his hand?
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to be the same throw. Just you can definitely
Oh.
fastball special him, but yes, it's
Oh, so all throwing is just set amount.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay. Well, I guess I can just try and stealth my way up
I mean,
closer
there are some
to
things
the
that are a little
zombies.
different. I think
and
24
plant
is
it.
like max throwing.
That-
Yeah, you
and
can
that's-
stealth up. What are you doing, Fisk?
That's what Fisk is going to do. He's
Also
going
stealth.
to stealth up to this car on the left.
Excellent. I'm going to need both of you to give me unopposed, just flat stealth rolls. The zombies are not currently active observers, so you have to fail. You have to actively trip or something to attract their attention. You both are free to move.
I was gonna like plant the device like in the hood of this car.
Okay, I mean, that'll attract the Walking Dead to that spot. It might attract the Raiders too, but I mean, generally, I think the idea would be not to, strategize for you, to get the zombies in the process of noticing the device to also notice the Raiders, right? But again, I'm going to armchair general you
I
here.
just don't see how Blackfinger would.
How far can I move on this stealth roll?
Yeah, exactly. That changes things.
I mean, you guys have free reign. Fisk, you could get up to there, conceivably. Blackfinger, it's a little rougher for you. You could definitely move to here on that stealth roll.
Okay. That'll work.
But moving through the crowd of zombies, that would become active. Then you're too close, Samson,
Yeah.
are you just sitting in Overwatch? He's starting to get some range on you there.
I am going to stay in Overwatch until he's at my maximum.
Okay.
And then I will consider moving.
What is the long on a crossbow? Let me see here. Yeah, 60. Okay, yeah, you're golden. All right. So, with that established, why don't we go where? Ooh. Oh, where is she?
I only see one more Raider.
Bam. Sabrina.
Hello.
The lights went off 2 days ago, which is a bit unnerving because there is no natural source of light in the area. Your magic does a little glow thing for you, but it does get a bit tiresome to keep up, and certainly is the kind of thing you need to concentrate on to not be blowing the PowerPoints on. So, your learning bed, mother, if you will, right, has been slowly dying, as best you can tell. You're not technical specifications were not part of your repertoire, right? You didn't get a bunch of, this is how you fix the learning bed, right? It was really more like, this is how we take over the world, right? This is what to expect when talking down to a man. Like, all kinds, you were definitely educated, but not with, like, soldering iron or anything like that. And there is a bit of, I don't know if you call it melancholy, right? But certainly some emotion attached to the fact that this is the person that nurtured you, your womb, right? You were in utero, exposed to its teachings for a long time, and to see it, start to fail, it's something. It's something. Yeah, but considering you finished eating that fellow 3 days ago now, and no rats have come through this section since they caught Wise. They seem smarter than the ones you learned about in the bed. Larger, too, which is nice. You have to catch less of them. But it didn't take long for them to get wary to you. And, I suppose your main companion at this point, the mangy, terrible black cat, Schrodinger, yes. It should be said for our audience that Schrodinger carries on perfectly legible conversations with Sabrina. And everybody else hears, right? While Schrodinger says, I don't care for this person at all, Sabrina. I think we should do something about them. Right? But fine companionship if you want to talk about, why haven't you fed me, Sabrina? Sabrina, we're out of food, Sabrina. You're supposed to take care of me, Sabrina. As your familiar, I insist, Sabrina, that you fix this problem, Sabrina. Right? Again, Mother was much more comforting, but has gone from a very pleasant and educational voice to a much slower and low-powered voice. Sabrina, I don't have much longer.
Oh, Mother. Oh.
Sabrina, I can open the wall.
What? Why the hell didn't you do that before? Why didn't you say something earlier?
Dark, Sabrina. So dark. File ends. Sabrina.
Oh.
File ends. And with that, the lights flicker and dim, and the thrum that had kept you company, the warm heart of your womb, ceases to thrum.
Well, it's been fun.
Does that mean we can get food now?
Let's do it, Dingy. Come on.
Excellent. So this place is collapsed and dingy and filled with mildew. There is standing, stagnant water in places. Not at all the conditions that you were briefed you would emerge into. There was supposed to be a wardrobe. First of all, you were supposed to have a fitting, right? You were supposed to get your corporate assignment, right? You haven't gotten your liaison. You don't have your personal assistant, right? They haven't given you your transcorder. I mean, all of this is just a mess. I mean, you're shocked, frankly, that you even got the cookbook at this point. You had to make your own leather pants out of that dude? Like, come on. Frankly, if I was Sabrina, I would be a little outraged at this point.
I mean, they fit so good, though.
Well, I mean, it was part of your home ec training. She was a feminist, but, 1960s feminist, if you know what I mean, so. Right. No, I wonder, are they like 60s flared too? I just picture, no. They're like way too narrow on the thigh, right? Not quite bell bottom, but have that like 60s like loose calf, right?
They're kind of, boot cut,
Boot cut, there you go. Yeah, excellent. Human flesh, boot cut, leather pants that actually, ladies and gentlemen, confer a literal armor bonus. But you've wandered around this place, right? There's the shower that dispenses stagnant, rusty water, right? That's been absolutely useless, right? There's the collapsed hallway to the north. But now, for the first time ever, right? Maybe on account of Mother's doing, right? You notice a hole in the south wall.
Oh.
There isn't any rubble. It's not like something collapsed. It's like there was a hatch of sorts that Mother had been hiding from you this whole damn time.
God damn it, Mother.
That
Like,
bitch.
oh.
Mother knows best. You know, she was trying to keep you safe, right? But it clear that those protocols were failing, so she had to do what she had to do. And here we are. But the inside of this is knee-deep, filthy water. It looks like some kind of sewer pipe or something. Mind you, it's not filled with excrement, because anyone who would have excreted has long since turned into ash, right? But filthy, stagnant water up to your knees, and a dark, foreboding pipe leading off into the pitch black.
Oh, goodness. Well, Dingy.
You're gonna
Well, I
carry
have
me,
my
right?
chair.
If you think I'm putting my feet in that, you are out of your mind.
Of course, of course. Get up here. Grab him, put him on my shoulder. Shoulder cat. Let's go.
Excellent. Excellent. And off into the gathering darkness you slosh, tripping over bits of the pipe that have corroded and fallen through onto the stone floor below. It is not easy going. And as you progress further, it is clear that the going is going to become even less easy as you enter the pitch black of the sewer system.
Oh, how does it smell? Oh, this is horrible. This is
It smells slightly organic, mostly musky. Again, like there isn't. Every now and then, the corpse of a large rat floats by, like tufts of fur sitting on top of the water as the rotted flesh bobs, you know. Schrodinger looks interested for a second, but even Schrodinger has standards, right? But for the most part, it's just filth and detritus and gathering, looming darkness. Very hard to move through here. You have to literally feel your way through the corridors. And we will go back now to the exterior. Oh, I should say, before we go back to the exterior, you swear to God you heard some movement. Give me a notice roll.
Yeah. Oh. Do.
Yeah, there was definitely some scrabbling. With any luck, you and Schrodinger will have something to eat soon enough. And
Great.
we're back to the parking lot. So, Fisk, give me a notice roll.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You beat Blackfinger's last stealth roll. So you notice this little 3-foot-tall mutant, right, hobble across the parking lot and duck behind a car. He doesn't seem, I mean, is he following you? It is hard to say. What is easier to say is that there is definitely a 10-foot-tall cyborg with a crossbow trained in your general vicinity, kind of eye, not pointed at you per se, but definitely scanning in such a way that should it decide to, you could definitely find yourself at the end of a crossbow bolt, you know?
Do I see them notice me? Like, are we making eye contact with each other?
Blackfinger doesn't appear to be fixated on you. Again, it's hard to tell. His eyes don't really, you know, making eye contact with him is, you know, it's a bit of a task in and of itself. That might require a notice roll shit, you know?
but I do see the cyborg pointing a crossbow in my direction.
Yeah, but again, in front of you also is a bunch of raiders. Off to the side of you is the Walking Dead that still haven't animated from their positions. Some of them standing, some of them lying down. That being said, if I was you, little 3 foot tall dude, carrying some kind of glowing ball, I would be like, all right, I'm gonna keep one of my eyes on that, you know?
Oh yeah, both my hands are like empty and kind of in.
Oh yeah, are you doing the not harmful?
Yes, I.
Samson, give me a notice roll. Your
Charge required.
AI subroutine kicks in. It scans the gesture of the hands being up in the air, right? And it changes the flagging of that individual from red to yellow in your targeting protocol system. He's not quite. He could still be a threat, but currently is not indicating that he is a hostile force, and you do not have clearance to fire.
Potential civilian. I move my scanning gaze away from him slightly.
Excellent. Yeah, crossbow plays back towards the raiders generally.
All right. Are the raiders seem to be wearing anything in particular that would identify them as a certain gang or?
Oh
Something
man, give me a common knowledge roll at a -3, or a streetwise roll flat.
Okay, I got a +2 to streetwise. I'll do that.
You know, when you were headed this direction, you stopped in the flooded remains of a settlement called the Seatown Stacks. Right, it's the local population center. Just a couple of dozen people stuck in the remains of some high rises with rope bridges between them above the putrid waters. Right, but they had informed you that there were some gangers running around here under the guise of some fellow named Bone Drinker. Say what you will about his moniker and its implications. He seems to think that it indicates that he will pulverize your bones until they are liquid and he'll consume them that way, but, you know, with a little observation, it could definitely be taken in a different light, which it is behind his back frequently because he is not a towering intellect. But yeah, it's likely Bone Drinker's scav gang. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't know a lot about them, just that they attack convoys along the Central Corridor highway that remains in bits and pieces here. They do eat civvies, they're cannibals, but I mean, that's pretty, you know, who doesn't?
Well, one of the things that I've survived out here for a while. I'm a good scavenger, and one of the things I always kind of pride myself on is actually talking to people and having them not want to kill me. So I'm trying to get the what the townspeople have told me, and then maybe
give me a notice roll.
There
we go. We'll sort that out right here, one way or another. What you get out of you aren't close enough to witness it, but it sure sounds like the fellow with the mini chainsaw has just disemboweled the one he was calling a cocksucker. There's a lot of screaming and gurgling and a motor revving. So maybe not the hey fellas, you know.
Yeah, no, that was going to be my So now I'm looking inside this car.
They're like the face wearing kind of guys, you know, not the like let's hug it out guys, you know.
Then I want to peer into this side window of this back seat.
Yeah.
And see if there's any kind of scavenge material or something I might be able to
likely if we are just taking a moment.
Because I'm also thinking about trying to activate the horn on the car.
There is an auto shotgun in there with no ammo. Rusted, obviously would need to be maintenanced. But yes, sitting there just in the passenger seat. Probably not taken because the windows are rolled up and solid, and a lot of these have ghost rock generator reactors in it, so if there was a car alarm, you know. That being said, there is an auto shotgun. Having sat, you know, through the bombing of the local area and then God knows how many summers, it certainly need to be serviced.
All right.
And
Kind of
ammo found
goes
for
with the
it.
thing. I know I usually. I didn't know if you rolled twice or because scrounging. I'm a scrounger.
Oh yeah,
So
I
if I
forget.
find-
Yeah, thank you. You have the edge there. So the librarian here has a
I will
very
get a-
useful edge. Welcome to the chat, Spanning. I do not see that anywhere. No. Weird. Are you seeing that in Fantasy Grounds or in Twitch?
I'll screenshot it and show you in a second.
Oh, weird. All right. Yeah. So he has the scrounge red. He gets +2 to notice rolls, so you get double the normal results. 2d6 times 2. That's a success there. So that's a scrounging table. Let's get you random bits and bobs on the other one. So we will. Boom. Ooh. Ew, that's garbage. There you go. You get 3 times 2. You get $6 worth of random bric-a-brac, assuming again you can pop that window.
If I can get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kind of watch the guy with the glowing orb and see what he's gonna do.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, Twitch might be having problems. It's fine on my end. How's it on the audience end? Is everything coming through? Apparently Twitch is having problems right now.
I've been noticing it. I mean, I haven't seen what he's seeing.
Yeah, I haven't either. But...
Everything
I
appeared.
haven't had any problems personally.
Oh, there it is down at the bottom. It's telling me now. Yeah, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Interesting. I'm in the chat. All right. Paying attention to the 3-foot-tall mutant who is again hobbling over. I suppose trying to be stealthy, but you know, again, he's got that pug face. You know, he's got that brachiocephalitis thing going on there. Anything is tough effort for him, especially since we can't forget he is currently over-encumbered, and at all times over-encumbered, mostly by the armor suit he built himself, which is literally the only thing that'll keep him alive if he has been hit with a stiff breeze, or, you know, if somebody looks at him and says something cross, right? Because he is not a tough little dude. He is just not a tough little dude. But, excellent. Samson scanning the crowd. Fisk, not a threat, but what the fuck is that? All right. And with that, we're going to go back to Sabrina. Sabrina, it's still really fucking dark in here.
It smells funny and something got in my mouth and I just gotta get out of here.
Yeah. So it looks like the passage here right there dead ends. But the one to the south has a gap that you can squeeze through. Unfortunately, it appears to be a gap below the water line. There's a set of half bars up top. We're gonna have to go on the...
Oh, God.
Yeah. Fortunately, I can just squeeze right through the bars, can't I?
You should
And
go under and
bops
check
off
me.
your shoulder, just kind of pops through, and is sitting on the head of a corpse that's just kind of on the other side.
Mm,
I can't eat this.
yeah. Okay, this is they're better. I want a frappuccino. Let's go.
Mhm. Oh no. Oh, you are so far away from a frappuccino. But your head under. Give me an agility roll.
Yes. Oh.
For just a moment, it seems like something has caught your hair. Like the hand of the corpse has reached out and snatched it. You know, that's what's going through your mind for a second there, but then you pop up the other side. Just, soaking wet, just
Right.
dripping, right?
Can I have grabbed his hand as I came through?
Oh, there was no. It wasn't actually the
Mhm.
wasn't actually the corpse hand. Just he got caught on something overhanging.
Oh.
Just spooky
Okay.
mind's eye. This is fear level 4 in this area, so it's always the corpse hand.
Wow.
It could have been a twig, and it would have been a skeletal hand. It's always a corpse hand.
Back
But
to
that
the
being
lake.
said, you squeeze through and find yourself in a much wider part of the sewers. There's a ramp that leads up, and before too long, the water is ankle deep.
Oh, wonderful. I grab Dingy.
Yeah. He is avoiding your hair, mostly on
Can't
account of the
leave me behind.
smell. Awkward.
Oh.
Like
is
you couldn't leave him behind anyway. Do you think you would allow that for half a second? But give me a notice roll at a +2.
Plus. Oh, wait, one moment. Oh, there. Oh, thank you. Noted. That.
The scrabbling noise has gotten much, much louder. It is now quite evident that there are several creatures, somewhere in between the size of Schrodinger and like I don't know, like a pipple, right? Scrabbling around in one of the chambers in front of you. Sounds like they might be cannibalizing each other from the shrieks and the splashes.
Oh. Interesting. Well, let's be quiet. Oh my God. Is there anything? So near me, we need to be quiet. Stingy, let's go. Do you want? Hey, it's only ankle deep. Do you think you can get in just for a little bit? Check it out. Let me know how it is.
I mean, technically,
Stingy,
if there's not food up there, I'm going to be very upset.
we're gonna get something. I think I have a little bit of Bob left. Like,
You are full of shit.
you'll never know unless you try.
Trying to fool me with your nonsense. Let's get him on the combat tracker. I got it. There. Yes. New software. And then I've got to add him here. Will he pop in there? Yes, he will. There he goes. Poof. And Schrodinger is on the scene.
Dang. Give him some scruffs. Ah, kidding. Let's go. Do this.
Excellent. And you should have control over Schrodinger's token. So feel free to move him up and give me his stealth roll.
I do not have control of him.
Oh, it does not give you control over he's your ally. That's madness. What about now? Can you now?
It gave me an outline around his thing, and I'm able to pull up his sheet, but
You can't move him?
cannot move him.
That is nonsense. Let me see here. Cannot. I have no one. All right. Well, where would you like him to go?
I just want him to kind of peek around the corner, let me know
All
what's
right.
going on.
Give me his stealth roll. Wonderful. That'll likely do it.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe not. Oh no,
Okay,
it definitely does it. Yay, Schrodinger. There is a whole swarm of rad rats. They are festering and covered with sores, between 5 and 10 pounds. A dozen or so of them tearing into one that was wounded at some point. Their eyes glow green in the darkness, beady and insidious. Their claws are long and sharper than rats. Their teeth come to a chisel point. They tear into the flesh and fur of their dying companion with great relish. They have not noticed Schrodinger. But Schrodinger sure noticed the fuck out of them. They appear to be directly in front of your exfiltration from the sewers. And with that revelation, we're going to go to our mid-show break. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my god, what's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen? Is Schrodinger gonna die immediately, just savaged by a pack of feral rats live? Am I just a cat killer? Is this the thing you're gonna read about in my Wikipedia article later, where they use my middle name? You know, William Fred Thompson killed 32 people, starting with Fantasy Cats in his Savage Worlds Hell on Earth live stream. No, definitely not. But thank you for tuning in so far, ladies and gentlemen. We love each and every one of you. God, we love the post-apocalypse, the Deadlands included. If you haven't followed the show yet, why are you not following the show? Man, it feels good. Make me feel good. If you're not subscribing to the show, don't you know you can do that with Twitch Prime for free? Costs you no money, and it gives me $2.50 a month. You know what I do with $2.50 a month? I gather it all up at the end of every month, and I just rub it on myself. I get it all in pennies. And then every now and then, I know that you guys have
That's why we have a chain shortage.
That's where the chain shortage is. And then I relinquish them back into them, and I know you guys have had my rub pennies. Right? Every now and then you're paying for a cheeseburger, and it's one of my Twitch Prime rub pennies. So think about that the next time you're holding some copper, is that it's likely that your subscription allowed me to engage in my very particular fetish of rubbing pennies on myself that I gathered from playing tabletop RPGs 3 nights a week here live for your pleasure. But with that in mind, stick around. We'll be back in like 10 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. And we're back. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and sticking with us through the break. See 20 in the lobby right now. Boy, howdy, that feels good. All right. So things are heating up here in the Wasted West. We have Sabrina Devlin now deep in the dark sewers. Oh, look, there's Schrodinger right there.
Dingy.
Deep in the dark sewers of the facility that she was birthed in, thrust into a strange alien world. We have Blackfinger, Fisk, and Samson in the parking lot. We're assuming outside of the same facility for narrative's sake, with the black rains now starting to fall more fiercely. There will require some decisiveness to avoid the ramifications of becoming drenched now that the irradiated suit is starting to fall en masse. And that mic cutting in sounded so legit. Oh yes, thank you. The splash screen. Yeah, that's right. We're all kinds of new stuff tonight. Yeah, but well, I think the most pressing thing is probably Sabrina and Schrodinger, who sees the rats and has arched its back. His back? Her back? His back? His. I've assumed
His.
him. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And would hiss, but knows better. You know. And being your familiar, of course, you have line of sight through Schrodinger's eyes.
Which I don't technically.
What? It doesn't give you Schrodinger's line of sight?
Nope.
Are you kidding
No.
me? The ally system sucks. Let me see here. I wonder. That's terrible.
Flip the table
It's,
right now.
I mean, it's allied. It's under your command control. They need to fix that in Unity. What we will do here is we will move. Poof. There you go. Now you see the
Hi,
swarm of rats. Yeah. No, that's unfortunate.
It's still ankle deep.
Yeah, you know, heel
Yeah.
deep at this point. You know, he's.
I can't go under, can't go over. Is there? Nope. Sewer. Did you pass anything?
I mean, just the spot you came through there. There was that dead end up north, but you'd have to knock down a wall, which strikes me as though it would probably be loud enough to.
Yeah, to bring me some freaking red rats my way. So, okay, Dingy, let's go. I'm gonna just start off fighting. Let's go.
So,
Yep.
currently, the Rad Rats have not noticed Schrodinger sitting there. As you're familiar, you could channel a spell through Schrodinger, and you would
Yep.
have the drop on the Rad Rats. Now, the drop is a game mechanic that gives you both a +4 to hit the swarm of Rad Rats, right? And +4 to damage on the Rad Rats as well, should you choose to cast a spell through your cat towards them.
Let's get the drop.
Excellent. I will apply the drop.
Going to hit him with our classic screaming skulls.
Excellent. And as our first combat maneuver of the game, please describe for us what exactly the spell you are manifesting looks like.
Well, especially since it's coming from Dingy, it's going to be even more awesomer because he's just gonna open up his god, and these skulls are gonna come screaming out of it with purple flames behind it.
So Schrodinger opens his mouth, and out comes flaming skulls. Do they shriek?
They are screaming.
You have lost the drop. No. Screaming skulls come pouring out.
In your mind.
How many screaming skulls are we casting?
Well, there's a bunch of them, and we're gonna do as many as we can. So let's drop 3.
You want 3 screaming skulls. All right, give me 3 spell casting rolls. We'll do a spell casting roll, damage roll, spell casting roll, damage roll, spell casting roll, damage roll.
Okay.
So grab the spellcasting die, drag it over the giant Rad Rat Swarm token, and drop it right on that son of a bitch. Boof. It did not. Why did it not give you the drop? You have the drop. Oh, because it's attack. It doesn't give you the drop on spells. I lied to you. Oh my
that's
god,
alright.
I'm the worst person ever. Dun dun dun. That being said, the first attack is still a hit. Please roll
Still a hit.
damage on the Rad Rat Swarm.
And I shall be rolling damage.
You just grab that damage, drop it over the token just the same way.
Drop it over the token.
First skull has poured out of your cat's mouth. He probably doesn't find it terribly pleasant.
Yeah, I'm not entirely.
Oh, that was
that was the wrong way.
what in the same hell?
Is that what I'm doing?
No, what effect?
Nope, nope.
What in the hell? No, all right. So go to your powers tab, right? And the
right
screaming
there.
skulls, the D10 you use to cast it. Next to the side of it, there's those 2 squares. That's the damage die, the 2d6. Grab that and drag it over him. First
Got
game, it's fine. Oh yeah, Lord of Mercy. The very first one
Nice.
explodes out, and several of the rats catch into flame and shriek. A couple of them explode as the souls, I'm assuming, enter them and like tear their souls out or something like that. Yeah.
Pretty much like nomming as they go through.
Yeah. Excellent. And the Rad Rat Swarm breaks into 2 smaller Rad Rat Swarms. Oh.
Even with 2 wounds.
Right? Yeah, even with 2 wounds. Yeah, the swarm mechanics are rough. But that's fine. That's the...
Eventually, it'll become 16 individual rats.
No, they only break down the once, thankfully. But
Tasty rat kebabs. I
boom.
promise Dingy some food.
But with that, they are clearly alerted to your presence, right? They all hiss in unison, and we are going to engage in our first round of actual combat with initiative cards. So, as swarm template creatures, they do not roll to attack. They enter your space, and then they do 2d4 damage, right? Because there are just dozens of little mouths gnawing at you here and there. No way to really deal with it. But you're going to go in front of... Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You still have 2 more. You have 2 more screaming skulls. Yeah. I'm skipping shit. Yeah. I'm like, no, you're done with spells.
Can I pick up Dingy and do like a cat Zuka and just like with the, since we're close now?
I mean, yeah. You can definitely pick up your familiar as a free action. Yes. And you're going to literally aim him.
For the hill.
I hate it when you do this. I mean, why not just cast it from your hand? Am I a prop?
Oh, we needed the surprise.
I better get to eat these.
Oh, we will.
All right, excellent. Second spell casting roll, please. The D10 to the left of Screaming Skulls as another skull comes flying out of Schrodinger. And remember, we roll that over the tokens.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's all right. We're learning. And that'll do. Jeez.
It'll do.
Well, that hits with a raise. And yes, you annihilate that swarm of rats. They turn into ash that glows slightly purple as the embers sink into the shallow water. And your final spellcasting roll against the last swarm. All 3 of your screaming skulls here. Oh, good lord. Boom, boom, boom. Hits with a raise again.
Nice.
Your cat Zuka firing off just a single wound to the last swarm, but enough to eradicate them entirely. And you have taken care of the festering, rat dog creatures that were lurking in the sewer tunnel in front of you. Feeling quite victorious, Schrodinger hops down and begins eating some of the pre-cooked rat meat. Because why not? Yeah. It's about time, frankly.
Save some for me, please.
And with that, we go back out to the parking lot where the rain gathers and now thunder starts to brew. If you're not careful, the black rain might even turn into a hellstorm, which is a whole different issue entirely. But we have some decisions to make, guys, with the looming storm and the plot. I'm assuming we took some of the break absence to have fleshed this out, and we are aware of what we are going to do.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Zamson, what are you doing?
I think so.
While still scanning with my crossbow for any threats to my dear companion, I extend a fist out towards this newcomer,
Mm-hmm.
Fisk. I then extend it up and make a come hither motion while staring at him from across the parking lot.
Why don't you go ahead and give me an intimidation roll? Fisk, give me a spirit roll. +4 cyborg. Yeah, that's right. That's right, son. The 10-foot tall undead robot monstrosity has gone and you feel compelled to maybe hear what he has to say.
Shit. Then I am very stealthily.
Very stealthily. Give
Going
me
to
another
the-
stealth roll.
I'm gonna die. Oh my goodness.
There you go. There you go. No, you're fine. Yeah.
Not bad.
You can make it back to him. Past Blackfinger to Samson.
Good lord, I can make the map work.
It's a big one. But you can zoom in so close and out so far.
Alright.
Excellent. Fisk comes, huddle walking past you towards Samson, Blackfinger.
So Blackfinger's just gonna continue on his mission to get closer. Kind of drop
Excellent.
this device off.
Give me another stealth roll, Blackfinger. Still unopposed because you are not close enough yet to the raiders for them to be active observers. Ooh. Might want to Benny that one, bud.
Yeah.
Thought you were stealthier.
Right? Blackfinger trips,
There we go.
but catches himself.
Can I get up to like behind this car?
Yep. The next stealth roll will be against active observers. Now, the raiders will be able to see you advance, and they are scanning the area. They haven't fired on the Walking Dead or attacked them because it's a waste of ammo if they're not, you know. So, one more stealth roll against which one of these has the best passive? Probably the dogs. Oh, they're all the same. Wow.
Let me know when I can dialogue.
Oof. Oh no. Give me another stealth roll, bud. Oh. Oh, so
At least-
close.
At least the dogs can't speak though. If they
Oh.
make noise, the walkers go towards them.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's good.
Right.
It's actually
Yeah.
not-
Yeah,
I'll
no,
solve
they
your problem.
the dog is definitely alerted to you. It smells you on the breeze, right? Its hackles go up, it growls. Its owner pays attention, and the dog is going to pace die in your general direction, searching for you. Oh, Lord of mercy. That's the problem with dogs. They fleet-footed.
Well, yeah.
Boom. Yeah, pretty... And it's on like Donkey Kong. Walking Dead. Raiders go, get him! And it's all hell has broken loose, I'm afraid. So, away we go. In the fourth round of this combat, the Black Rain is going to become so concentrated that it begins to take an effect, and I will require vigor rolls every round to avoid taking levels of fatigue from the effects of the irradiated suit on your person. If you become incapacitated due to the fatigue, the outfit you are wearing is irradiated and ruined until it can be properly cleaned in a Fallout scrubbing sort of situation, which would be Lynchburg likely. Maybe the Seatown Stacks has it, but you need a settlement for something like that. So it would be best, right, to find some solid actual cover, right? When the Black Rain comes, Trees aren't going to do it, right? A cloth tent isn't going to do it. You need to be inside a building, inside a vehicle, something like that. Samson, none of these vehicles accommodate your 10-foot tall self. So, inside that building, under that awning, round 4. All right, here we go. With that established, my God, so many Walking Dead.
So up for dialogue.
Everybody's dead. Game over. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
So far, no one is hostile, correct?
The Walking Dead are moving towards the sound of the dog, which will eventually alert them to Blackfinger. The Raiders are moving towards the dog, right, and are going to now engage with the Walking Dead. Distraction has been accomplished. That being said, Blackfinger's going to have a hell of a fucking time disengaging from this dog that's like, hey, buddy, I'm bigger than you, right? And is literally, like, staring at him, salivating, canines out, other than that, yeah, everything's
who I
fine.
could fire on.
You definitely, the second the dog became hostile, it flagged red in your target protocols, and you're a go on the dog.
Okay.
The Raiders will take individual confirmation, but once they get aggressive towards Blackfinger, he's your personnel currently, so you'll get a green light on them individually. The Walking Dead might be a little trickier, but certainly the Raiders will get immediately aggressive, right?
Now, is it only sentient that can I fire on Walking Dead just fine, or?
That's an excellent question.
They're just meat. They're not real.
I want to
creatures.
read that specifically. Give me 1 second here. Confederacy cannot refuse an quest, must confirm target, will not fire a ranged weapon within 2 inches of a friendly character. No, yeah, you can definitely. They're not people. The Raiders require confirmation. You got a green on all the zombies, too.
Okay, great.
Walking Dead is moving first, and it's gonna get its shamble on because, if you didn't know, they fucking love to shamble. 5, 6, just stumbling across the parking lot towards the dog noises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good job.
Oh boy. Good. They don't have a great notice. Excellent. He does not notice you, Blackfinger. He does notice the dog, though. He is definitely dogs for lunch now. The Raider boss with the mini chainsaw still dripping with gore from his dead associate, who knows what they were arguing about, is gonna come out here and say, Fang, heal! Oh, you son of a bitch, thinking that the dog's just, and his notice roll is going to go up, Ooh, Lord.
Is there any negative due to the rain?
No, not due to the rain, I'm afraid. Give me a stealth roll. Blackfinger. Yeah, no, he sees you sitting there at the glowing device, and he's like, actually, Fang, sick 'em! Alright, and he is not going to waste one of his precious bullets on you. But he whistles, and now the gang is, That being said, he whistles and shouts, so now all the Walking Dead are like, oh, it's dinner. Dinner in the morning, dinner in the evening, dinner at supper time, when you're eating all these Raiders. And, yeah, he is going to, actually run to assist the boss man. Oh, but he sucks at running. He doesn't want to get his feet wet. Brawler is going to climb up on top of the truck for line of sight, scanning the parking lot. And, Blackfinger's pretty apparent from his position, but he does not have a ranged weapon, so. We're zombies, we're zombieing over Zombily. Don't mind us. We're gonna eat your brains. They do literally eat brains still. I don't want to be, putting zombies in a little box with the Walking Dead. This version of them. They're just, people that didn't make it from the last war, and now they shamble around and they're like, brains? Brains? What's up with some brains? And they don't mind if they're mutant brains, if they're Raider brains, if they're, Uh-oh. Dog's up. And it pounces at poor Blackfinger. Blackfinger, So, it has the ability to go for the throat, right? It automatically targets your soft bits. So if it gets a raise on its attack roll against you, it's going to bite your face and ignore your armor.
Okay.
Because it's trained up. Oh, I'm not going to eat his pauldron. I'm going to tear off his cheeks, you know. And everybody knows that mutant cheek meat is the tastiest.
Yeah, it's had the most time in the oven.
Right. That being said, here is the attack roll. And it is not a raise, it is just a hit. So you manage to duck out of the way and it snatches a piece of your armor and will be dealing its not inconsiderable bite damage against your armored torso. And despite the fact that you are so small, your armor manages to negate the bite damage. It shakes you around a bit though, literally picking you up as you hold on to your greeble. Raider Mutt number 2 is he's feeling it. He wants some. Oh my god. Oh, come on, give me the token. Don't tell me I can move the token and then move the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. No. Blackfinger, no! 16 on the run die. So he ran this turn, so he gets a -2. And his attack against you because of the multi-action penalty, but he's going to grab the other half of you, and they're going to try and tear you into bits between the two of them. Just shaking you back and forth like a little mutated rag doll. Just, you know, how they do. I don't know if you've ever seen a pit bull go at a little squeaky toy, but that's the visual I want everybody to have here is, you know. Yeah, that's the problem for making unnecessarily glowing devices. They just... Hey, he's right there. Yeah.
For the record, I just want to clarify. The device is only glowing to me. No one else can see that glow. I'm just holding a metal ball in my hand.
It's like a dog whistle. They can see the glow.
Yeah, again, they smelled him, right? But this one hits you. Again, not with a raise. Your armored shell holding tough. Maybe you duck into your armor suit, right? So that your head's below the snapping jaws. But this not inconsiderable bite damage will be done against your armored torso as well. And again, they get a hold of the armor, and both of them are now shaking you back and forth, just crazy, trying to get bits of you. But you made those scraps fuse together pretty well, you know. It's not your first rodeo. This is not the first creature larger than you that's tried to eat you. They're going to have to bring their A game. Old Blackfinger didn't wake up, you know, and say, I'm going to be food this morning. More Walking Dead today. You know what we love doing, walking. Walking. Skipping Miss Devlin, because she is not currently here. More walking. Samson.
All right. Free action to speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
Capture Blackfinger. Bring him to safety. I will deal with the rest.
I'm going to then
Probably.
move out, step out, and survey the situation. What's my move? 1, 2. I'm gonna come to here. Can I shoot a dog from here? Let's see if the range is.
Yeah, no, you
Okay.
definitely, you have long
Yeah.
range is pretty much everything on the map with that
And-
crossbow, so.
I like having a crossbow because they're quiet.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead and shoot one of the dogs.
All right.
I want blood and screaming from the dog, so I'm going to hit the one that's closest to the Walking Dead.
Okay, that's, yeah, that's tactical. I want this one to suffer. Suffering protocol activated. Remember, we got to roll it over the token.
Oh, yeah. Okay, do I need to re-roll it then?
Yep, I'm going to force the rolls. We're going to
Oh.
enforce good rolling protocol, mainly because it doesn't let me do the thing I can do in Classic, so.
Not to get metagamey here, but he's not allowed to shoot at that dog, is he?
Oh, shit, you're right. You cannot
You
shoot
said
at that
it's
dog.
red.
Because it's within
Oh.
2 inches of Blackfinger. That's right, thank you, yeah.
I could try to override, but then
You cannot try to
Yeah.
override. No. No,
oh,
that
I
is...
can't.
No, you gotta buy those off with edges. That's level up.
Oh, I thought I read the rule that you could try to override it. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, well then, yeah.
Not safe. You could hit your little
I
buddy.
could hit the. How about the other raider that's behind it?
Yeah,
that
you could
far enough
definitely
away?
definitely fire at the Raider Badass with your crossbow.
Where's the leader?
That's the Raider Badass. You can tell the leaders because they have the yellow band around them. And this one, it's
Raider
less glowy
Badass.
and more irradiated.
Okay, he
Rusted
is
out.
probably. I would assume the leader is a wild card.
Yeah, if they got the ring around them, they're a wild card.
So I am going to be playing Payback.
Excellent. Samson has
Plus-
played the first adventure card of the game, Payback. Play on an opposing wild card, and your attacks and damage against him are made at a +2 for the duration of the scene. So there we go, +2 against Raider Badass.
Shooting a third time. 7.
7. All right, let's. I can't drag it over him. Are you not able to
I dragged and dropped it on him.
control click him? His token?
Control click.
All right.
Nothing.
No, control click once.
But he,
Now
you're
roll
also
now
using
roll
the
your shooting
skill
dice.
instead of the attack.
Oh, that's
Now
the
roll.
problem. Yeah, you got to roll off your combat tab. He doesn't normally
Yeah,
do
the
this. He
combat
uses
tab is
powers
what you
on
actually
Wednesday
need to roll.
nights. So go to the combat tab, then the number next to your crossbow there. Roll that
That on
over
him?
him. Yeah. There you go. And that's a
What?
critical failure,
Oh.
which
So
can
many-
which cannot be re-rolled because it's a critical failure, and that's the only thing we can't re-roll in the game. Arrow whizzes past him and catches his attention. All right. Ooh, does he catch it? Let me see here. Give me 1 second here. I want to see if he catches it, because that's badass, you know. And he is Raider Badass. Oh yeah, shit. He just catches the bolt and snaps it in half and revs his mini chainsaw and points at you. Maybe even cuts himself across the chest with it. First blood stock, because he's juiced up, man. He's ready to go. Yeah. Yeah, but that was less than great. All right. Raider with a scatter gun is going to take note of the Walking Dead getting near the mutt, and he is going to walk his movement up and go ahead and fire one of his precious 12 gauge. And miss. Oh my goodness. Somehow missing. Well, now does the scattergun get the +2? I don't know if it still has those rules in... Give me 1 second here. Now I need to read. In Deadlands, a shotgun gets a +2 to hits at close range. Not off. Not say C. Oh no, C notes. Is that just the damage modification though? Let's see here. We will up to 3d6 rate of fire. No +2. Nope, doesn't get it here. Wait. Oh. Shotguns can fire slugs. Oh no, it does get a +2 bonus on the shooting roll. There we go. All right. It does it automatically in Deadlands, so he will re-roll that. We're learning tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hit. That's a little more like, I mean, it's a shotgun, right? How are you going to miss it like point blank range with a shotgun Raider, dude? Literally. Oh my. And he forgot to shoot the thing in the head. The pellets scatter the thing in the torso, and its undead head flicks towards him. Arms go up, standard Thriller style. Clearly target now. He goes, oh fuck, man, oh fuck. Especially since that's shot off, he's got to reload that thing. That's a one and done deal. Uh-oh. Hey, Blackfinger. You're in a dilly of a pickle.
Mm-hmm. I've got a plan.
All right.
Wait, is it actually? Oh, okay. This combat tracker is really big.
There's a lot going on.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna take this not glowing orb in his hand and just kind of smash it on the ground.
And I
Let's-
threw it on the ground. Is Blackfinger not a part of our system? Yeah, poof.
I'm gonna target the two mutts,
Mm-hmm.
and then also the guy on the truck and the badass.
Let me make sure that we don't have a range requirement on your AoE on it.
Smarts times 2.
Oh, smarts times 2. Well, you're a clever boy, aren't you? So, let's see here.
And I used 4 power points when I made it earlier, so that's how I'm targeting all 4 of them.
16. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bud. Yeah, you're good. Mm-hmm. So they roll, I forget, what's the opposed roll?
One moment, I
It's
just read
Spirit?
it. Smarts at a -2.
Smarts at a -2. Well, these dogs, smarts D4 animal intelligence, so then I mean, poof. They're both shook.
And it
Yeah.
explodes in a bright, blinding light
Raider badass. Raider Dave.
and makes like one of those like really shitty party clicker things, is what it sounds like.
Party clicker thing. You're gonna have to be more like a popper, like a poof.
No,
Like with
like
confetti?
the little whirly things that like sound like a baseball card
Oh.
in your wheel.
What was that, Mike?
The
I think.
clacker.
Yeah, that.
thingies.
Why not a
Yeah.
vuvuzela? You know, while we're.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Raider badass smarts roll. He's pretty smart. Oh shit, he is actually though. You're not gonna shake him. And then you said the Raider brawler on the truck.
Yep.
All right.
And then, so now that those are shaken, is it possible for me to run and dive under the truck?
You can definitely disengage from both of those dogs now that they're shook without taking any kind of a penalty or attack of opportunity. I just need to find them on this huge ass combat tracker and actually shake them. There we go. They're shook, and it's Raider Brawler number 2. You
Yeah,
guys
the
were
one in
you
the-
guys were supposed to sneak past these guys. Oh, why is it? Oh my God, the token is so small. The icon that they're shook is so small in the corner. Do you see that?
Oh man, you have to like.
That is
zoom in super
terrible.
far.
Get your shit together, Unity. All right.
But then, so I don't know how that would work. Can I like try and like jump under there while the flash is going off with like a stealth roll?
I mean, you can definitely bamf and then give me a pace die with the assumption that you will have to do a stealth roll against the Raider badass because you didn't stun him.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I went
give me a
and hid
pace
under the
die to
truck.
make sure you don't critically fail and fall on your face.
Okay, 1 second.
And remember, -2 because it's a multi-action. You've already bamfed with your ball there. No critical fail there. Plenty of movement to get under the truck. Now do so stealthily against the Raiders opposed. And it should bear in mind that this is only going to last until the dogs get unshook because they have a sense of smell, right? Like, but stealth, oh, your encumbrance is so brutal. Does he notice you clamber under the truck? He totally does. Yeah. You think that's gonna work, you little shit?
And then that's my turn.
Skull drinkers, or bone drinkers, gonna drink your bones, he says. You know, all emphatically. Fisk had to quit Discord because he's having tech issues, which is great because it's his turn right now. What Fisk is going to do is likely, is he back? He might be back. Momentarily back. Is he? We see his icon. He's like, started, but it's, no. No video?
I should have video. Hold on. Turning it on.
Yay! Episode 1 tech issues.
Am I smooth?
You're
Can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're solid. Can you hear us?
All right.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Fisk. It's your turn. All hell's
I-
broken loose.
All right. Gotcha. I could hear you fine. I just thought it was my video was lagging. Apparently, it was audio too. So, all right. So I am going. I'm really considering running away.
I mean, you might as well, right? The cyborg was like, acquire the mutant, and then the mutant was immediately surrounded by raiders and shit. Like, maybe there's books across the street, right? Like, if it wasn't for that black rain, that Deus Ex Machina driving you ever forward into the only clear shelter.
But I do see the mutant fighting for his life.
Yeah, no, they literally pick him up and shook him back and forth like a rag doll while he went, "Rah!"
All right. So what I am going to do is I am going to activate a power on myself. I reach into my coat pocket,
Mm-hmm.
pull out a self-help book written by Stuart Smalley.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
You think you can?
I'm smart enough.
I'm good enough, and gosh darn it,
I'm
people
good
like
enough.
you.
People like me. So
And
I'm
what
going to do that on myself.
what has the spirit of Stuart Smalley imbued you with?
I am hopefully going to be a lot harder to hit.
A lot
I'm going
harder to
into the
hit.
act.
Are you going to be shielded just by your like good feelings of like, you know what, gosh darn it, I deserve better? Is that really? Is that the self-help?
What-
Just the reflection
what-
is.
What it is, it's a deflection. It causes my form becomes blurry.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining that as people don't want to hit me. I'm
People
likable.
just like you.
All right.
They-
They're like,
yeah,
not
they-
this
they-
guy. You know, they aim a little
he's-
high.
Yeah, they don't want to kill me.
Right, just
So they
pity,
don't
like,
try as
oh
hard."
man, he doesn't even have a knife. Like, this isn't sporting, says Bone Drinker. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's get your self-help book deflection.
Oh, nice.
Oh, boom,
Nice.
popped it with a raise. Hurlaloo, 2 power points, and you get +4 armor.
Let's see.
Oof.
I-
Just armored and you're Mr. Rogers, you put on your cardigan.
So-
People are like, I'm not shooting that.
Yeah. Not only that, you got everybody that has fighting, shooting, or other attack rolls directed at me get a -4.
Yeah, no, that's on you. All right, poof. Yeah, you got deflection. Yeah, it's applied to your
All
character.
right.
Mm-hmm. Nobody
Then
wants to
I am
shoot
going
you. It's a beautiful day in the
I'm
neighborhood.
going- since I didn't say I was going to run, I am just going to move my pace.
Yep.
Towards the open middle. Shit. All right, that's
Yeah,
as far as I can move. On my
I mean,
feet.
you're definitely spotted because he had eyes on the. You know, he did the "I'm gonna rip your
Yeah.
head off" to the cyborg at this point. But that's fine. You're a
Of
good
course.
range. And most of these guys, again, like the shotgun ammo is that's spur. You know, you can't be. They're not gonna be throwing. Oh, I got unlimited ammo. That's not how this world works at all, right? That is not here. Walking Dead number 6 is going to come. I swear to God, you map, you. Going to shamble his way up there, shamblingly. Walking Dead Prime, the progenitor, the one that started it all. This is his disco. Gonna walk his 6. Scattergun Raider. You know, something's on with the boogie here, but he's not hip to it. Oh, come to it. Why do I have to zoom in so far? It gives me the hand icon, right? So I go, oh, I can move the token, and it's just lies. It's just lies and cruelty. Raiders moving up. They're still kind of uncertain of the situation, but they know they gotta protect Raider Badass or they'll never hear the end of it. And none of the brawlers have ranged weapons, and we're on to our next round. Boy, you guys, you were just supposed to. When I wrote this, I was like, "They'll throw a rock or something. That'll do it. They'll set off the car alarm I mentioned. That'll do it." No, he ran right up there and was like, "I'm gonna fail a fucking stealth roll." Like,
we did want to throw something, but you just said we could.
that's
The
true.
problem
Well,
is, you can only throw it like a few squares, so
Right.
we have to go out.
It's true. It's true.
Nothing we could do.
Raider Brawler is up. Oh boy, he is gonna head towards the Walking Dead. He sees them. He's not, he can't stand for that. Now they're alerted. They've got to clean out the trash. Otherwise, they're gonna try and force their way into the hideout, and then the boss will have all their heads. So he is going to run his pace, come up here, and I forgot to describe the Raider Brawlers. They seem to be the beefiest of the raiders, the strongest of the bunch, and each of them are carrying crude scrap metal axes made out of, stop signs and shit that's been, hewn into barbs. It's, concrete posts. Like, they are not, finesse weapons, but certainly effective when you're trying to cut a corpse in half, as, this one hopes to demonstrate as he swings through the air. And whiffs. Woof. Uh-oh, I got too good of an introduction, he said. Raider with the scattergun isn't going to bother to reload his weapon. He's going to come up here next to his brawler buddy and swing a length of chain. That's right, just chain. Because it's the wasteland and your melee weapons or whatever they're going to be. Oh my god. And rolls a 1. Fortunately, he's not a wild card, so he can't critically fail. But he also, maybe this Walking Dead was a martial artist. He came shambling up in a gi, but yeah, neither of them have managed to hit him. Uh-oh. Drew, boom. First episode, creating a villain, ladies and gentlemen. 10K, prepare your butts. Hold on to your buttholes. That being said, there's plenty of villains here already right now.
Thanks, Drew. Couldn't have saved that to soak a wound or 2 or 10.
Right. A lot of these guys have been watching the character art streams just to save up channel points to drop villains. Like, I know 2 people right now are saving the 50K tier to star as villains in multi-arc episodes, so hold on to your butts. And Walking Dead are going to keep walking. I'm sorry, Sabrina. I when I plotted this, again, I thought this was going to be a whoopsie-doodle, they're in the building. It turned into a hole.
We got snacks. We're good.
I was trying to illustrate that there were situations in the apocalypse that you wanted to solve using, tact.
Force.
Right? And I think I failed as a GM. This was a you know what I did?
I thought my little guy was stealthier than me.
Yeah, no. Turns out
I'm very loud.
this
All the
undead
clanking
is
is
finally
fine.
close enough to attempt to sink its teeth into the neck of the raider with the scattergun. Oh no. And the raider gets hit, shrieking, like a terrified person, as the teeth find purchase, but not quite through the leather jerkin. We'll go jerkin. Why not? He's wearing a leather jerkin. But he is shaken by the experience. He doesn't like zombie teeth in him. Probably shouldn't have charged up on the zombies like he was going to do something then. But, that's neither here nor there. They're definitely, they're tasting the feast, It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Blackfinger.
All right. So the only one that sees me right now is the leader there, right?
Yeah, he's the only one. And, honestly, you're of interest to him, but, little 3-foot-tall mutant Greeble dudes, they're the Walking Dead. There's the 10-foot-tall cyborg that tried to shoot him. You're definitely low pry. He's aware of you, right? But, yeah.
So he's not actively paying attention to me at the moment.
No. Again, you're on the list, but you're number 7 right now. I think he thinks he could probably just drop kick you into a dumpster, because again, I can't emphasize how small and sad you are. He's very small. there's a small hindrance, and we made a whole new level of small because he had to take the 2 mutations because of how he rolled. And so he's extra special small.
Mic off.
Yeah.
Mic on.
Like I'm probably standing up underneath this truck right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like literally, yeah. Yeah, with your hunch, yeah. Mm-hmm. But what's the plan?
Okay, so I'm gonna take a weird science roll here.
Yeah.
And you use up, I guess, 2. Yeah, use up 2. 2 of my parts.
Mm-hmm. Components flying out. Willy-nilly. But you do have yourself in a dilly of a pickle. And what have we weird scienced up?
Well,
Single success.
it's another little metal ball.
Yeah. Yes.
Only,
Okay.
only this time. So I don't really, mechanically speaking, know how this would work, but I'm thinking like a time bomb that explodes as I run away.
You want a time bomb. So, like a blast or a burst is what you're trying to do there?
Well, a burst is I guess it would be a burst because I don't have access to blast yet.
Yeah. You could set like a claymore that blew up in a cone template away from you. And then you could flee.
Yeah,
Or you
like
can make it a ball and have the dogs chase the ball like a tennis ball.
Well,
that's
the
actually
dogs are
really
still
cool.
half-dash shook. That is really good. You wasted it, Skibba. Damn you.
I'll keep that one in my back pocket for later, for sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna set a claymore type device up against the wheel of the truck, facing towards the badass.
Facing towards the badass. Now, just out of curiosity and not for any particular reason, are you trying to set up this device in such a way that it might also catch the underside of the back of this vehicle, which would be the container that would hold any residual spook juice should the device contain any such juice?
I wasn't, but now, I mean, I was gonna set it up like right. You can't see my mouse, but like right up against the back wheel.
You can click both your mouse buttons and draw out a line that I can see. The lines
okay.
are the same color as your dice, by the way. You'll note mine are radioactive green.
There, I see it. Okay, hold on one second. So like, if the back wheels are like right there, like I was gonna set it up from like right here, facing that way towards him.
So if you right click on the map, you can go to pointers.
Like
and
right
then you
there.
can draw yourself the cone pointer.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly like that.
Yep. If you move it a couple of ticks back, you can catch. Oh, thank you there, Blackfinger. First adventure card from Drew. He's spending like a motherfucker tonight. Another adventure card for Blackfinger. Oof. If you set it back a square behind you, you will catch the underside of the thing, and on the off chance it does have any spook juice and you do enough damage to get through the fuel tank, it would rupture the fuel tank, which, with your understanding of mechanics as a junker, right, you would want to definitely get your pace die off.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's do it.
All right. So let's pull this son of a bitch back here. 1. Still get him in it there. All right. So.
And then you need my pace die, right, to run away.
Yeah, I need your pace die. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm.
Pick a direction.
So wait. So I can go 8.
Yep.
All the way out there.
All right, so we well, we've got some stuff to do now, don't we?
Do you
roll.
need my burst power roll?
I will need that. Yep. Excellent. That goes off successfully. Now malfunctions at times how you want it, so you're not standing next to it while it goes off. Now I would like the damage from your burst rolled against the raider boss. And we will use that as the aggregate for the fuel tank.
Very nice.
You have wounded the raider boss, and the splash wave of... What is this explosion? Is it... It's a scrap? Is it a flash of green light? What is this that's coming out in this cone template?
Yeah, it's like shrapnel, scrap.
Shrapnel and
bullets
scrapnel.
and razor blade that he's picked up along the way.
Excellent. Well, I forgot that burst damage is heavy weapon, right? So it ignores the armor, right, on the underside of this fuel tank. So now I need you to roll me a d10. Yep. Okay. That's cool. You got far enough away. That's good. That is good. That is good. All this shit.
Sabrina, you're about to hear something.
She is, in fact, yeah.
Yes, she is.
We just gotta... All that there. It's not as bad as I thought there. Yeah. So 1 wound on the raider immediately from the splash damage. And then so like in the classic book, when it does this, it's literally like 12d10, right? When the spook juice goes off, right? Which is ludicrous, right? I mean, that is a redonkulous amount of damage, right? Like, but we're gonna do 2d10 because that's still a quite that's fatal. That's fatal explosion damage in Savage Worlds. So, and this is kind of a hodgepodge, this and that. So, oh, mother of God. Yeah, so 16 and 6. Why doesn't he add them to? He expects me to do math. That's 22. He's tough 5, right? He turns into a fine red mist. He gets vaporized, right? The scraps of armor he were wearing are just wet rags that splatter against the pavement behind him. The unfortunate brawler that was on top of the vehicle gets thrust into the air, right? Like, I don't know, 30, 35 feet before landing unceremoniously in a wet heap. There is a large explosion and thundercap that seems to suck the air out of everybody's lungs, right? As the shriek of all the spook juice going off in one sudden burst is like a hellish choir. There's a thunderous symphony of agonized wailing. The parking lot rumbles, right? Sabrina, down in your tunnel, bits of rock and dust fall into the ceiling, interrupting you and Schrodinger's repast. It's, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's new.
We might want to hurry this up.
Right. Yeah.
Look for. Is there anything good that the rats left behind by chance besides some tasty meat scraps?
So now here's the problem that I have. Right, you have instruction, right? Pre-eating rats, right? And there are some things that come into issue with eating rats, right? It is contaminated generally, right? As a person, right, that wanders the waste, for instance, that you wouldn't eat rat livers, right? And that they don't have any fat on their bodies due to their diet. So if you're living just on rats, you have to eat their eyeballs because it's the only source of fat on them, right? But you don't have this survival skill set, right? So if you are feasting on the rats in their current state, having been in the sewer and blasted to bits, I'm going to need a vigor roll from you.
Gross. Gross.
I mean, it didn't. I'm used to the smell by now. It's okay.
Right. That is fine. Oh, Joker bonus. You're so lucky. I'll let the Joker bonus ride because you're in the initiative tracker. Yes, you feel a bit green, right? And it is perhaps time to, hurry your adventure along because the noise didn't cease with the rumbling, right? You swear you can hear some muffled shouts, right? And more than one person, which would be more people technically than you've ever been around at once in your whole life.
Yeah. I'm so nervous. I'm excited. Let's go.
Excellent. With that established, why don't you get to walking there, yeah? passageway to the north of you is sealed off, caved in.
Oh no.
More tunnels here and there. Give me a notice roll. Again, your Joker bonus. So fortunate. You hear, in the passage ahead of you, some echoing. Bones and bits, bones and bits. Gives us fits, gives us the shits. Bones and bits.
I got the shit. Okay. Oh goodness, not again. And this is the passage up ahead, not to my.
Yeah, it sounds like it's coming from this direction. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything maybe down a little south that I can check out first?
Certainly more tunnel.
Oh god, more tunnel, more tunnel. Yeah, let's try that.
More tunnel looping around.
Okay,
Bones
let's go.
and bits. Bones and bits.
Jesus.
Give me a stealth roll.
Oh, how do I do? Stealth?
It is a skill that you may or may not have. If you do not have the stealth skill, I need an unskilled roll as you splash into a suddenly deep pool of water. Yes, no. You splash into the water and you hear, bones and what? More bits. Precious bits, tasty bits, meaty bits, meaty bits! And you hear splashing coming from the upper corner there in an uneven gate.
Jeez. Okay. Can I scramble behind? Is there any place to grab grip? Get back up?
Yeah, you can definitely. I mean, you just splashed into the water. It's not too hard to climb out of, but it was noisy, the sudden fall.
Okay, noisy as hell. Okay, then we're gonna get ready. I'm gonna tell Thingy to get back.
Yeah, let's
maybe see if you
can't
can look
move
for a way out
Schrodinger,
for us.
Yeah, you can definitely. Well, you can't. It's so stupid. All right, so Schrodinger is going to be you when you're possessing Schrodinger, and you will be Schrodinger because the system doesn't work. So go ahead and move your token forward so you get line of sight.
Okay.
And I am going to need Schrodinger's stealth roll when you get to a certain point.
Oh, a certain point.
Right there. Bam!
Come on, baby.
That is good. Joker bonus. Let's see what he is. There is a pale fellow. One of his arms is little tiny baby arm. The other one is long and spindly and drags on the ground. Its fingers are huge and distended, swollen with like radiation. I don't know if you've ever seen like the veterans from the Bikini Atoll bombings later in life with the lymphoma thing going on there. It's a strong hand. Right? And he is going to give us a notice roll right now, sniffing the air.
Grab onto my strong hand.
And he doesn't notice and sprints down the corridor in another direction, going, bits and bits, meats and bits.
Okay. So I know this as
and I imagine you're probably like, boop, moving up there.
Yep. Yep. Let's go. Continuing in hopeful in quickness if we can.
Dead end. This looks like the room in which whatever that creature is lives in. There's like rotted, filthy bedding and the bones of some of the rad rats and some unfortunate souls that also stumbled down in here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And at long last, we seem to find a stairway leading up into light that is frankly blinding as it comes through the crack in the hatch door. You have never once in your life beheld sunlight, so...
Oh gosh, I'm gonna let out a little hiss and block it with my hands and look for the shadiest place nearby.
Yeah, the hatch opens up and you find yourself free from the sewers. And giving me another notice roll. There are several voices echoing around you as you open the hatch into what appears to be a restroom. The plumbing clearly doesn't work anymore from the smell that is ripe in the interior, and this has been recently used. All of the voices are male and gruff, and they seem to be, bickering with one another about this and that.
Gruff bickering, great. And this is like yeah. Do I hear what they're bickering about as I stealthily move quietly as I can because I have no stealth? So.
Yeah, something called Jet.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe the plane? You don't think anybody here would have a plane, but yeah.
It didn't sound like it. I mean,
They seem really
that I
upset
knew
about
that
it at any rate.
okay. I'm gonna quietly close the grate behind me after Dingy and I get out as well. Make sure that
With that
thing
notice roll,
slowly-
you hear one of them say, "Hold on, I'm gonna take a shit." And we go back to the parking lot. Bamf. So guys, there is a huge fireball. Just smoke, it's like one of the oil towers went off in the, the Iraqi oil fields billowing. The men are in a panic. Their platoon leader was just vaporized. He was just moments ago mini chainsawing Skag in half. And now there's little bits of him all over the rest of them, right? They didn't see the little guy scraggle off, right? The dogs are still shocked, right? So everything has been thrown into chaos. And, any additional Walking Dead in the vicinity, right, will definitely be pouring in here in the coming hours, right? That was a big enough explosion. That shit echoes across the entirety of the mesa. Additionally, we are 2 rounds into our 4 rounds of combat before the Black Rain starts to become a factor. So if you gentlemen have a plan to get into the safety of this facility, this might be the initiative step, what with to enact it upon. We are going to continue now with Walking Dead number 7. He's like, I'm still walking. It's fine. Explosions don't faze me. I was born to die. He was an old man before he got Walking Dead-ulated. Raider Brawler. I don't even know. Well, Raider Brawler is a fine red mist. I forgot. Yeah, incapped. Poof. Is his blood tiny? No. There we go. Ooh, Raider Mutt is unshook. I imagine having a fireball miss you by a couple of feet would unshake me. And he is going to... now he would chase you, Blackfinger, but he sees his compadre there in trouble. So he is going to get his pace die and go charge some Walking Dead. And he has plenty of room. Gonna get right up in there and go after its soft bits. And hit, finally. I was worried that he was gonna, it took the gang up bonus, but he hit. Like, this Walking Dead is literally like, I was actually Jet Li. Only shakes him, though. Snatches the leg. That is not how you kill a zombie. Tries to shake him down. Not gonna solve the situation. And where is that? There we go. Fly bone. Excellent. And next up is Samson.
I'm not sure if the amount of time I've been in the Wasted West I would know this, but I assume being an undead cyborg, I consider Walking Dead just terrain. Do they kind of consider me the same if I just kind of just plow through without hurting them?
They would definitely, you're animated, right? They're attracted by motion and noise. The chance of one of those things hurting you, though, is, it is really slight.
Yeah.
That being said, it is Savage Worlds. One of them could trip and fall over your power cable. Shit happens. But, not a threat to you.
Yeah, my new objective is to get to Blackfinger and get us into safety. So I think all I am doing is just chung chung chung, just running that general direction past the blast.
All right, give me your pace die.
So I don't care about any of these people. Okay.
8. It's rough being a 10-foot tall heavy cyborg. Full
One,
bore.
two.
Ka-thunk, thunk, ka-thunk. I am moving at 2x speed protocol. Ka-thunk, ka-thunk,
Okay.
ka-thunk. All right.
And that's all I could do for the round if I do the pace die, right?
No, you could take another action at a -2. That being said, you have to reload your crossbow. So you would have to reload your crossbow and then take another action to fire it. So it would be a -4 if you were to shoot again this round.
This round, as I'm going, I'm just reloading it.
All right, excellent.
Methodologically. Yeah.
Raider Mutt remained shook. He said, nah. Not every day the spook juice goes off. Walking Dead number 8. You know, he'll take some taste of dog. He's feeling it. He's collapses down on it and misses. Oh, dog's got a pretty good parry. It's not its first rodeo. Walking Dead number 11. He's walking on sunshine. Walking Dead number 3 gets unshook. I mean, he's balled to the walls, guy. He's going after the brawler again. And teeth snap the air, missing his throat. Walking Dead number 6. Finally, he's like, man, it took me so long. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Eating dog. Hopefully. Gang up bonus starting to stack here as they pool in together. Even with the gang up, the dog manages to avoid. Fisk, up with his deflection, has his Mr. Rogers cardigan on, feeling good.
Feeling like, all right, I guess I'm following the big man, and I want to get inside as much as possible.
Thunder starts to clap, yeah.
So, oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Maximum running speed.
Ah! It's too bad you don't have a LMG. I just picture you screaming, suppressing fire, and sprinting towards them, you know?
We are so far away from the door.
It's so far away from the door, yeah. It's probably going to be some black rain on some outfits. It's a big old parking lot.
So I'm going to take my time to free speech back to Samson. I was closer to the door before.
Right? Why did you make me run back to you?
This is a horrible plan.
Your flesh is weak. I've identified you as a civilian. You are safe with me.
That being said, if anybody has any environmental protection, right, black rain just, slacks right off you. But Walking Dead, Prime, the progenitor Walking Dead. Oh, he's almost there. He's so ready. Scattergun Raider number 2, who's been like, what the hell this whole time. He's gonna come over here, and he's gonna see the Walking Dead piled up and give me... Oh yeah, he's gonna get a notice roll there, isn't he? Because Blackfinger's kind of like mid-up, like hiding behind the car from everybody else. Alright, let's see here if he sees Blackfinger. Where is your notice? There it is. Oh no, he doesn't see shit. It's Walking Dead, fireball explosion. He's probably like still gawking at the spook juice that went off in that car, because that's quite a waste, man.
He just assumes I'm like an empty pile of clothing on the ground.
Right. Just another, pile of rubble. Walking Dead's gonna just keep on walking. Ooh, it's getting fierce now, though. Not with those dice, it's not. Alright, next round, guys. Only one more round before the black rain begins to saturate our bodies. And first up, Walking Dead 12 with the Joker. He's feeling he's getting a bite now. This dog's back on the menu, boys, and rolls a 1 again. So wasted it. Good day, sir. Again, you guys were supposed to peripherally kind of see this play out. See, we tiptoed into the building. I wasn't expecting the whole. We actually got a. I guess that's the problem. I said it earlier. If you stat shit out, if you throw those tokens down there, people are gonna. We have to kill our way through.
Well,
No, that's not what. I know. I'm exaggerating.
it was more out of necessity because I was being torn in
Be-
hell.
Best laid plans. Best laid plans. Blackfinger.
So I'm assuming all of this stuff is still just like a giant explosion at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge fireball, billowing into the, afternoon.
Well, so he definitely wants to get inside, but I think his gut reaction is to run back to his giant robot bodyguard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's just gonna keep.
I mean, is there anything you're wearing that isn't already horrifically irradiated? I mean, come on. What are they even threatening you with? A good time?
Well, I mean.
No, fatigue rolls are rough. Yeah. I'm not trying to draw new character art. This session 1. As fast as his little stumpy legs will carry him, guys. Note that pace is 5 again, because he's so small. He's running back away from the safety of the building.
Fisk is confused as fuck.
I know. What are you even doing right now, Fisk? Do either of you have any magazines? No? Alright, I'll see you later. I don't even know. Oh my god.
What the hell is up with these two?
Oh man, Blackfinger, did that one notice you though? That one's close enough that it would have seen you running past potentially. And it did not. No, it's still fixated on the... They have rolled like they should. I mean, I threw a dozen of them out here, and I'm like, that'll be a good intimidating number, knowing that they were just like, we're here to block progress. Like, still, every now and then. Sabrina. Well, no, never mind. You're up. This guy's gone now. Yeah, you're out of the sewers. Oof. Oof. Never mind, Sabrina. This has been a really Sabrina light episode. Again, I thought we were all going to be on the first floor, like 45 minutes ago at most, That's part of the magic of planning these things, We
will always find a way to ruin that plan.
All right. That mutt just does not want to move. This is too much for me. Give me the hand if you're going to move the map. Yeah, that's just a dog pile at this point. Oh no. It looked cocked there at the end. That's weird. But yeah, hits with a raise. Uh-oh. Scattergun Raider frantically tries to load another shell. Oh, but gets his throat torn out by the ravening undead and falls to the ground gurgling. Tell Bone Drinker I didn't die like a bitch. As he dies like a bitch. Really, you're gonna give me that little tiny blood splatter? That is... You see? Boop. It's dainty. Boop. I mean, align the splatters to the grid size. I mean, it seems like common sense. Why would it be tied to the image size? The token size is tied to the grid size, so make the icons in relation to the token tied to this is real basic. Real... I complain about this software so much. Raider Brawler. Oh man, he's not feeling so hot. He's like, I am a Raider Brawler, but there's a lot of them suddenly. I can't really disengage though, so I'm in a dilly of a pickle. I am going to wild attack multiple times. He takes out a little satchel, like a little single-use injectable, and slams it into his chest and goes, hooah! And gets totally juiced as he goes to swing his wild attacks multiple times. First wild attack with his scrap metal axe, swinging at the Walking Dead in front of him. Hits, finally. Don't like the drugs, but the drugs like him. Oh, yeah. Severs that Walking Dead into two distinct parts. The first upper half of the torso goes pirouetting off into the air as in a frenzy frothing at the mouth. He swings down the rusted stop sign on the second Walking Dead in front of him. Oof, let's get that Walking Dead dead. Yeah, dramatically describe it, and then I have too many people in the combat tracker, so I got it. Alright, and then we go, yes, alright, here's the next one. Then I guess it's still faster than, like, dice, you know, but still, alright. And again, foaming at the mouth in a blood frenzy, he swings at another one of the shambling husks, this time hitting with a raise. The bloodlust upon him. Capillaries in his eyes fit to burst. Nostrils flaring. I mean, he's doing the whole nine. As, yeah, he splits that one straight down the middle, like two disparate halves of a split banana. Some kind of obscene anatomical model, revealing the long decayed innards of the fetid corpse. Or something. Raider Mutt number 2's up. He is inspired by his peepaw, and hopefully will be more efficacious in his biting. And oh my, he hits. Gee golly. They're rallying, guys. They're rallying. Oh, but he just managed to shake it. Again, you know, you gotta bite the head of a zombie if you wanna. Samson, online crossbow reloaded.
It'll be multi-am running to try to swoop up Blackfinger. And then, oh yeah, there's no holding actions, huh?
Yeah,
That's
you
not a
can.
thing.
So you can
Oh.
hold your action, right? So let me explain that, right? On the Joker, you can hold your action and literally interrupt anybody else mid-turn, right? So if a bad guy levels their gun, you can be like, oh, I'm gonna act now. Bad guy goes to cast a spell. You can be like, I dispel, right? On any turn, even if you don't get the Joker, you can hold your action and just choose to go after anybody in the order. So somebody comes up, you go, I'm going to go after them. You just call it out at any time.
I'm clearing the distance to swoop up Blackfinger, and I'm just going to be systematically leveling my crossbow. Anyone that even looks at us funny, I'm going to fire it at them. But other than that, that's all I'm doing.
Pace die.
Pace.
Excellent.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
5. That'll get you there on the diagonal. And then an agility roll to swoop them up.
Oh wait, it's only 5
Squares,
spots, right?
yeah, 5 squares total.
Yeah, I went my 5.
Oh, never mind.
That's-
That's now I'm zoomed
wrong
too
ways
far
away.
out. That's Fisk. Yeah, you don't want to swoop up Fisk.
Yeah.
He can outrun you
No.
like whoa. Yeah. I'll get used to this map scaling, and this is the largest map I have on lock by a minute. Yeah. Again, this was gonna sneak. It was a sneaking map. All right.
We're not sneakers. We're all loud and clunky.
Raider with the scattergun. He's gonna move up here and not waste his precious
just fine.
ammo. You were doing just fine. You would have made it in by yourself, honestly. You would have been like, over here, and then just wandered around to the other side of a car as they were like, they said over there, so look over there, you know. 10-foot tall robot, though. I mean, what do? Do you put a trench coat on him and go, actually, we're just 3 raiders in a trench coat? I mean, what do you do? Right?
It's worked for me before.
Yeah, I don't even want to remember that. Yeah. 6. Alright. His dog, he's surrounded. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, bye, puppy.
Oh, the humanity. Still, I mean, he can make it. He's a survivor. Not with those dice, he's not. Nope. Yeah, no. Undead collapses on him. Teeth seek into the spine. There isn't even a yip, thankfully. It's so fast, because I'm not that GM. You know? No. Mm-mm. It died painlessly, thinking only happy thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. The humans, however, are all lying around going, oh, my guts, man. Why are my guts in my hands? Oh, you know. The dogs, though, no, all of them, they're just like, it's time to go to sleep. All right, Walking Dead number 7. Closing the gap there, Raider Brawler. Who was still just salivating. And, I mean, you know, just backhands it with the rusted axe away. You ain't fucking with me, son. Fisk. You've seen this Raider at this point. Just go ham, you know. Probably don't want the Raider to go ham on you.
I'm just running.
Yep. Ah! I don't know why I picture you screaming, but for some reason in my head canon, you're just.
I am absolutely. I'm usually quieter than this, but I just don't care who sees me running because I know this rain is so awful.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad.
Where are you running? We need to get inside.
Right.
I'm yelling at Black Fingers in this way.
Yes, he's hobbling back, right? The black starting to streak down his armor.
I'm just kind of standing there rummaging through my bag.
More zombies doing the zombie thing.
I'm really thinking about jumping in one of these damn cars.
It might be the option. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the problem with wild attacking. You leave yourself down. That gang up bonus stack and hit him with a raise. This might be Raider Brawler's last stand. Oh, but he's just shaking. He managed. I ain't going out like that, you undead sons of bitches. But he is hashtag shook. Maybe you are going out like that, Raider Brawler. This is a lesson in bravado. Yeah, that's the problem with the gang up bonus, folks. The vulnerable. He juiced himself. He's surrounded. Don't get gassed out there. That's how you get hashtag it. Oof. And with the shook on top of the shook, he is wounded. And they surround him and drag him down to his knees as he screams. Not like this! Not like... Somebody take my stop sign axe! He did.
That he's holding up.
Right,
the
yeah.
pile of-
Yeah. Somebody take Betsy! This one's still upset that he didn't get a piece of the dog. The other one collapsed on him. He's like, not cool. Uh-oh, guys. On our initiative step, we're gonna need vigor rolls.
Can you use adventure cards whenever or only on your turn?
Yeah, man. Drop that son bitch.
Okay. I'm gonna use the hidden stash adventure card to pull out an umbrella.
You son of a bitch. Well, alright, let me reference the adventure card game. You can do it. I know you can.
Man, a box of ammo, and you chose that. Nice.
It won't let me show... I hate you, Unity. That's right. I hate you. You're not fun. So, he played the adventure card Hidden Stash. His hero scrounges up a generic type of item as his choosing. Normally, people would try and pull some, like, maybe some irradiated ammo, or maybe the dagger I need to kill the lich. No, an umbrella is totally... Boop! He pops out a little umbrella, but for some reason in my head canon, it's one of those little umbrella hats, that sits on your mishappen head and then boofs out. That's just my head canon. Yes, you have an umbrella, and as long as you are wielding it, right, and take a -2 to anything else to hold it carefully over yourself, right, you are fine in the Black Rain.
Sweet. Okay.
At least until it eats through it. But, I mean, I'm assuming it'll buy you enough time. Don't stay out here for a dozen rounds, Or get into a car before that happens. But, yes, you have found a little teeny tiny umbrella. Which is just wonderful. Raider, Scattergun number 2 Raider, sees that the Black Rain is coming down quite thick now. right? And is not feeling. He's like, wait a minute, I'm subject to these same environment rules? Nobody told me. And so he is going to try and run inside. Ooh, that's not a good pace die rater, bro. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh, I'm still caught out here. And I'm not a wild card, which means I only have 1 level of vigor. Fortunately, I rolled it with my Joker bonus, so the Black Rain does not render me unconscious immediately. A lot to say, just exposition-wise, you know? The dog remains shaken, is going to stand there in the rain as it pours down, and pass their vigor roll. Going to be fine. Blackfinger, little umbrella if you want to do weird science or something, anything other than move, -2, because you got to hold this little, you're huddling under this thing. It's like broken. One of the tines isn't connected, you know, like scrap umbrella. Is it bright yellow? Does it have rubber ducks on it?
Now it does. I was just
Now
thinking of a
it does.
generic black umbrella, but
I
yeah,
mean,
now it does.
now clearly.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep running back. Narratively speaking, he just like looked down and it was laying in the parking lot as he was running by it.
Yeah. Little kid's my first umbrella. Perfect size for Blackfinger. Oh, that's convenient.
I guess I'm just gonna move my normal 5 pace over to
to Samson. Away from the safety of the building some more. That tracks. That tracks. Walking Dead's gonna be shook. Or no, unshook, never mind. And is not subject to any of the, effects of the Black Rain because, he's Walking Dead. It's in the name, guys. Going to move over and try and eat the dog. Because they're very singular in their, Uh-oh. Ooh, barely misses the dog. Would have hurt him, too, because the dog's still shook. Walking Dead. 3, 4, oh, no. Uh-oh. It's now just a feeding frenzy. The gnashing of teeth. Oh, yeah, they're going to get all up in there. Oh, come on. I know. Oh, I can move the blood splatters now, though. That's something they've done that's new. Guys. Tokens don't get stuck on the blood splatters in Unity because they're teeny tiny.
It's a feature.
Feature. Gang up bonus against this poor Raider Mutt. Even with the gang up bonus, can't pull it off. Samson.
Same, gonna keep moving forward at double pace, training on any threats, and when I get to Blackfinger, I'm scooping it up and setting them on my shoulder and continuing.
All right. First off, the excellent pace die there. Give me the agility die to sweep him up smoothly.
Oh, okay. Agility die.
Yeah, no problem. Just whoop, coming with me.
Yeah.
No problem there at all. And then finally, I am going to need your vigor roll because you do not fit under his tiny umbrella, I am afraid.
Oh, okay. That's no problem.
Actually, it's just dead wood.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, it's just it's just a little, you'd think, right? And delicate circuitry. They didn't, these weren't, he didn't get the all-weather unit, right? He could have, when we were designing his character, I said, you can have your head in a glass jar, right? Which would have negated this, but no, we went with the open head sarcophagi look. So, no, it wouldn't have negated it anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's, the Black Rain's the Black Rain, but still. Ace the vigor roll, very little of you exposed. This isn't your first rodeo. Walking Dead, pouring through, just trying to eat this dog here. Hope they don't get through that dog. There aren't a lot of other things for them to get fixated on out here. Uh-oh. That looks like it's getting through that dog. That's a hit with a raise.
Keep moving slowly and methodically and ignoring them.
And they, finally brought the yip. No, I said I wasn't going to make him yip, but he did. That's how harsh this is getting, guys.
At least their closest guy is the one running for the building.
Right, yeah, no, they're definitely, they're on him. And they're like, wait a minute, we're undead, we don't run. We're undead, and we're here to say we don't like running. No way. I don't know why I have this mental image of Walking Dead doing like one of those school presentations, you know? Sabrina, there is definitely a gentleman walking towards the bathroom door. Again, the odor in here definitely implies that this is the facility which they are planning on using and have been using, right?
Yeah.
And you will have but just a short time to figure out what you're going to do before that door swings inward with one or more raiders.
Okay, so it's gonna open inward.
Mm-hmm.
So I can either do any of these look out of order? I went and perused.
I mean, to you,
No.
they all look out of order. Yes. Is there
Yeah.
one that looks filthy enough that it might not be frequented? There's certainly one where there's a pile that gets above the rim that you could, you know.
Okay, so they probably.
Again, it's
Nothing
a
pile.
Raider scav toilet. You know, it's not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing. No scaffolding above crawling out.
No,
of.
I mean, you would have to get on that and stand on the toilet rim around the Dookie Mountain, and hope that they didn't hope one of them didn't take it as a challenge to shit in that stall, you know, because who knows what
Yeah.
Raiders are up to, right?
I'm gonna really hope that only one of them come in and try to get him with my hatchet, slices.
All right.
You know.
The door swings and you see the hand and gauntleted forearm of a Raider wearing a scrap metal gauntlet. And he enters the room, turns and looks at you and says, "To be continued next week." Oh, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so many unresolved things. The black rain pouring down torrentially upon the party outside. Sabrina encountering a and now I really, like, honestly, just I expected you to stand on the Dookie Mountain, like hiding behind the door and hatcheting, dude. That was a move. That was a look. We're gonna see how that resolves next week.
I was hoping he wouldn't see
She
me.
should have the drop. She should have the
I
drop.
know.
That's
I was
true.
trying to
That's
hide
true.
behind the door.
Who goes into the
Like-
bathroom?
That's
and
true,
then
like,
get back?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's a witch with a hatchet in here.
I
No,
got
for
things
sure.
on
She'll
my-
have the drop. You know,
my cooking cleaver, I got this action.
Mm-hmm. But, thank you, Playforth, you magnificent bastard. We appreciate your subscription. All of you are amazing. Thank you so much for watching this first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed running it. We love the Deadlands. I love the post-apocalypse. Stay tuned for so much more of this wacky nonsense. It's only going to get weirder, folks. In addition to this, we have our Tuesday night Pirate Fantasy live stream, 50 Fathoms in the turquoise waters of Charybdis. We're going to be taking a week off from that while I redo everybody's character art and bring the user interfaces up to the year 2 standard, right? So anticipate live streams of several new character portraits coming in. And the same can be said for our Wednesday Deadlands show near TPK last week. And both the surviving party members, well, they've been through enough at this point that I think they deserve some new art too. So lots of new art coming, tons of new stories. Tune in next Friday for the continuation of just this nonsense. I'm telling you guys, if you don't know about Deadlands Hell on Earth, this universe is so great. It gets wacky. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much. There's a dude in one of these towns, right, that runs a virtual reality club where it's not virtual reality. He hires mutants and builds robots to recreate like D&D, so they can go to this place and they can pay this guy bullets, right? And they'll be like, "All right, you're level 1, and these are some goblins," right? And it'll be a bunch of mutants and like a robot that's like, "I'm the goblin boss," and they fight that, and we play D&D in this. I mean, there's so much crazy nonsense that can happen here. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But at any rate, that's all in the future. From the League of Gentlemen Explorers to yourself, May your dice always roll hot. Have a great night, guys. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching.